The Inner Sphere, year 3025. The great houses still wage endless succession wars against each other for an empty throne. More and more wonders of humanity become lost as lost tech, and the Battlemechs still reign supreme over the battlefield. It is a damn good time to be a mercenary. Welcome, ladies, gents, and mech jocks in between and beyond the binary, to Blood and Currency, our mech warrior destiny story brought to you by Neon Lights Roleplay. On the distant planet of Ventrelle, the mercenaries of Sunburst Legion try to make their way in the 31st century. Before we get too far into it, let's take one quick look over the TONE. First off, our commanding officer, specially equipped with a Beagle active probe, it's Michelle.
I'm sorry, a what?
A Beagle active probe. For actively probing.
Uh-huh. Alright, hi, I'm Michelle, and today I'll be playing Wayne Dusktreader, our long-suffering lieutenant who has no clue what the heck was just stated by Comstar over here, but, not Comstar, but... Wrong game. Anyways, moving on!
Fuck Comstar!
Listen, I was Comstar last time, don't worry about it, it's okay. Up next, using a hardpoint mounted supercharger and returning to his seat in the cockpit, our sergeant in charge, it's Turk Accented.
Hey everybody, this is Turk, or Turk Accented, if you have the appropriate license levels to do so. I am back in the saddle as Holden Centrich, call sign Arch, here to bully some light mechs and also some light mech pilots.
You did kick a cicada last episode, so you know that's fair.
Goddamn right. Death from above is the only way to do it.
You know, when you got a piloting 3, I can't argue with that.
I just like, all I can imagine now is just looking at, like, I can tell you, it just, I have an innate sense for when someone has a small mech frame that they pilot. Like,
you pilot a locust, don't you? I can feel it in your blood, boy.
I can see it in your hands. You ain't moving a lot of weight with that mech, are you?
You got 30-ton hands, boy.
You got 30-ton hands. Look at these hands. I got 75. I'm moving, boy. Let's go. Let's kill him.
Speaking of 75 tons, and locking on using an advanced Lost Tech targeted computer, it's Eggchan.
Woo! Lost tech for me! Wow, I'm honored. Hi, I'm Emily or Eggchan, and today I have the joy of returning as Hound.
That was my hound sound. Glad to have you back with us, Hound. And of course, last but certainly very far from least, boasting an advanced Guardian ECM suite, it's Lucian.
A what?
A Guardian ECM suite.
What the fuck is that?
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Hey, I'm Lucian. I'm playing John Farmer, call sign Light Show, who's here to fire off a bunch of lasers and maybe talk to people. But we'll see. We'll see who's worth talking to.
Hopefully only one of those this episode, but you know, I'm never gonna put it past you, gang.
You just have to wait and find out which.
Exactly. And if somehow you didn't know it by now, gangs, I am Field Marshal Foxy. I use he, they pronouns and the call sign Stratcom, and I'll be your exo and liaison for tonight's contract. Before we sortie, it should be best for you to know that the Battletech universe can be a gritty one filled with the grim realities of armed conflict and industrial scale violence. While our mercs here have of course been briefed and had their consent prepped for in their clause for contracts, we could not negotiate for those terms for you all at home. So, if the drop zone seems a little bit too hot at any point in time, don't hesitate to hit that mute, minimize, eject, or exit button and prep yourselves for exfil. If all the lights in your cockpit are green, let's get ourselves right back into the thick of it. Sunburst Legion. Last episode saw you all charge through an ambush deep in the Taman Valley, moving your way through the high canyon walls and sparse vegetation, making your way rapidly south as you approach your next destination. And thankfully, outside from that one little blemish, you managed to emerge from it mostly unscathed. And in doing so, you were able to make your way further into the Alime Plains. This southwestern region of the planet of Ventrelle boasts a couple of things. One, It hosts one of the 2 major factory complexes at Gralta, over here in the northern part of the region. It boasts one of the major cities, the second largest city on the planet, Resmal, actually, which is actually nestled against a river, funnily enough, though it's not modeled on the map. And also hosts the only other major starport on the planet, at Alime. That last thing might be important for you all, given that once you get done with this whole robbing the train thing, you're probably going to want to get the hell out of here pretty fast. Nonetheless, your journey currently sees you inbound toward the city of Resmal, and you're currently, let's say you're actually docked currently. It's a bit later in the, actually it's a bit, you know what? It's a nice early morning. You all had a nice full evening of rest with your Battlemech recovery vehicles parked and your Battlemechs paused to be docked for what repair, and you spent the usual night a mercs do, trying to get some sleep amidst the constant hum and thrum of machinery, cranes, and repair work being done on your immense battle machines. Whether that makes your sleep comfortable or annoying is entirely up to you. Nonetheless, you find yourselves awakened into the early hours of the morning as you know that you want to make really good time and get moving so you can be at Resmal before noon, have time to get yourselves acquainted and, you know, get your bearings, and also probably get some better repairs done on your mechs because you know for a fact that your plan is to match that convoy you're chasing in Resmal. Hopefully catch it once it's leaving and, well, do your damn thing once you're there. As it said, mercs, I leave you with the soft sounds of the morning. However, I do have some slightly unfortunate news for you, friends. It's raining. It's not a super common occurrence on Ventrelle, but it's a welcome thing when it happens on a planet this hot. It is currently letting off a nice light, I'm going to say somewhere halfway between a drizzle and a storm. But on a planet like this, where rain isn't that common, you know it's only a matter before this becomes a downpour. So, enjoy it while you've got it, and otherwise, I leave the morning to you. Friends, I have done far too much fucking rambling already, and I'm eager to see you all get into it. So, as I am so very, very keen to say, this morning scene is yours.
I can tell you right now, I'm getting this free washing done.
Oh, hell yeah. A lot of grime picked up in that canyon. You might as well.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I gotta hang out the laundry off the side whenever we're moving on, and making sure just like get as soaked as possible now in the early rain, so I don't get too soaked through later on. Just like some people sit out like a lawn chair to sit out on a nice day. This is like that, but just like, you know, she's a maniac water pour. Similar near skivvy attire.
The merc's merc, sitting about in the rain, soaking in the water as best as he can, with as little clothing as possible. It gets hot in the cockpit.
It's important to get that hydration on your skin. However you can.
Necessary.
Someone's got to keep that skin moist, you know.
Well, you mentioned it. John is just standing in the rain, arms outstretched, looking up at the sky with his mouth open.
This height is fucked, man. Look at my merc lance.
I think in that case, Hell is probably also outside, wearing like a raincoat or something. And I think they'll ask Mr. Farmer, how's it taste?
It's a little more bitter than I remember the rain tasting it from home. And you'll see he pulls out a laminated map. Looks like there's some kind of factory complex nearby. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, you might not want to drink too much more of that.
No, I just wanted to get a taste. Either way, Fields must be happy.
And not exactly free anywhere else.
Actually, speaking, are there even fields on this planet? They must grow their food somewhere.
Oh,
And John, I'll give you my answer to that, actually. Ventrelle does have decent agriculture. It's enough subsistence farming to feed the populace, but this is nowhere near what you call a farming world by any means.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is actually centered in places like the Boreal lowlands up north, and in fact, the Alime plains where you're currently set are some of the more, arable regions on the planet. And so a lot of the farms are actually probably going to be not that far, east or west from where you are currently, actually.
Okay. Cool.
If you got it high enough, you could probably even see some.
I wanna take a look and see what the farming situation looks like around here.
Sorry, you planning on sticking around?
No, just curious. I figured we'd probably have to skedaddle once we're done with our business.
Well, at least you got one part of that right.
Speaking of business, where's our dear commanding officer? Excuse me.
Bless you.
That's a Sprite burp.
Well, it's still early morning, and Wayne absolutely still has a small minor concussion. Just a minor concussion.
It's a little one. You'll be all right.
So she's absolutely still asleep.
Fair enough. Every good commander needs their rest. It's important for leading.
Don't wake
And also
me up.
concussions.
Plus, you gotta get your beauty sleep before you encounter Imani again.
Fair enough. Well, Mercs, you're you're hanging out in the rain, conversing while your commanding officer gets some rest. I think, speaking of your contact, Imani is probably sat in the driver's cabin of one of the BMRVs. She's not particularly fond of the rain herself, certainly not anywhere near as much as you three seem to be. But she's certainly accessible if anyone wants to make competition with her. She's reachable, audible via yell if you need to.
Actually, we're still on course to make our train, right? Hey, I should shout out. Imani, apologies for the interruption on your deep ruminations, but we're all still clear, right? There's been no other change in plans.
None accounted for on my end. We'll encounter the convoy in Resmal, spend some time repairing and getting ready, and I believe you all plan to ambush it once we leave there. I can negotiate for your exfil from planet once we're in Resmal. There should be some starship workers from the some workers from the or crews from starships from the starport nearby. Once we're in city, I can negotiate that accordingly. Elsewise, I have to leave the rest for you.
Hey, Hound Dog, we, confirmed that, getting out of here is part of the contract, or...
I can't say I read it.
Alright. I'll ask
But
Lieutenant.
she's sweet on the lieutenant, so
That's good for the Lieutenant.
I'm sure she'll
Lieutenant's
follow
gotta look
through.
out- I'm sorry, yeah, right. The person who's very upfront and forward with us and totally isn't hiding some kind of weirdness.
I mean, surely she doesn't want two stilted lovers, right? Or jilted?
Anybody
What's
can
the word? You know what I mean.
Look, depends how short they are, I guess.
God damn it!
But no, just want to make sure that we aren't fighting our way into it to fight our way out of it. I'm not looking forward to whatever this Baron's got in his back pocket beyond the killer team he's built up.
And all the gold.
Oh, yeah, plenty of gold to move, that's true. Only so much fits in the cockpit.
If only we had time to upgrade then beforehand.
We make do with what we got. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way it will always be. We'll hopefully have some more when we're done with this. But I'm not betting on it. And he kind of just like angles up and moves his sunglasses down to get some water on his eyelids, just like.
I don't
Frankly.
know. I missed the sunglasses earlier. That's incredible.
He's
I
such
thought,
a
like,
good old boy.
full-
I love him.
Full like sunbathing, but with actual bathing. Just like, frankly, I didn't realize we were in the middle of a lover's tiff. That's not good.
I mean, should pay regardless, right?
Oh, we'll get paid. It's just a matter of who will piss off by association. Hell, do we even know if her family's fully signed off on this? What if they think we operated independently because good old girl over here decides to go rogue and... Look, I'm not saying, sleep with your gun by you. I'm just saying if it's not under your pillow, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
Do you sleep well that way?
Oh, like a baby. My gun is very soft. And when you can't pay for a pillow, you've always got a gun.
Words of wisdom.
I have many.
Oh, I'm aware.
Well, then you should pay attention. Maybe you might learn something.
I'm taking notes.
Excuse me, I gotta get my pits. And he just like puts his arms up like this.
When was the last time you took a normal shower?
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you clean.
That's how they get you to give away your good C notes.
I suppose you don't have much of those to spare.
I am a very financially capable person, and I make do with what I got. The water is made on this planet, and hell, if they wanted you to pay for a shower, they'd be using this anyway, so I'm enjoying it while I got it.
You know what?
So we know why Amani's inside the vehicle now.
To each their own. I suppose the gun pillow is also a cost-effective measure.
This chair's the only luxury you really need in life. My other bit of advice, buy a lawn chair. They're cheap. Hit someone over the head with it, they'll still go down. And you can sit on it anytime you want.
I prefer my cockpit, but understandable.
Oh, of course, but good to stretch the legs. Don't get phantom limb that way.
Don't you? Never mind. Hell is giving up. It's not worth the argument.
John went inside when you mentioned lawn chair, and you see him come back out with the foldable camp stool, and he puts that down on the ground and sits down next to you.
What, am I the
You're not
only one
wrong.
who doesn't have a chair?
Got tired of standing.
And that is the secret. I seem like I'm in a position of power, but really, I just don't have to stand.
I don't know if anyone took it as you in a position of power, but I see the vision.
Well, maybe you'll figure something out once you Get some more intimidating letters next to your name.
While this exchange is occurring, Wayne, your communicator's going off. Whether that winks you is up to you. You're muted, my love, I believe.
I think
Oh, no,
you
you're not.
hear just a. What?
It's Jason. And a fine morning to you as well. How's the weather down there?
No clue.
Well, regardless of how good or bad it looks, I need you on the move in the next hour or two if we're going to make Resmal reasonably. Before you get running off, though, we should have a chat.
Coffee. First. Okay. Bit of a stumble.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Where's the coffee? In this place.
There's still a lit hot plate inside of the driver's cabin you can grab if you need to.
Yeah, I'm just wiping it. Yoink.
You walk into the driver's cabin. Imani's there. She does wave.
No, just like there's literally like caveman grunt acknowledgement and then yoink.
Not the caveman noises.
Well, as you dad grunt and grab your coffee, you step out, and Jason patiently waits over the comm line for you to establish yourself. And just, right then, when you're ready, it's about your tag-along, and not the Ventrelle.
Right. I'm just gonna drink some coffee and ignoring whatever warnings there are about taking medication with your caffeine.
There are warnings about
headache.
that?
Are they? I don't know. Maybe there are, but if there are, Wayne does not give a fuck and is just gonna pop like a migraine pill and just go. All right,
You live
lay it on me.
dangerously. I understand you were mildly concussed yesterday, Lieutenant. I just want to make sure your logic is still sound. Letting the captive go is one thing. I ain't got no arguments here or there. But that Battlemech? That is worth at least a couple mil if we can get that one sold off on a market somewhere. That's money we could use. You certain about letting the kid walk out of here with it?
I don't go back on my word, Jason.
Ain't implying you got to. Let's just hope this job goes well, huh? We could use a scratch.
Worst comes to worst, you can always claim the bounty on me.
And then who'd lead this gaggle of fuck-ups? Me? Ain't enough sea-bills in the galaxy for me to take that job. I'll keep you around, thank you very much.
Worst comes to worst. Well, still got a stash. Still got quite the hefty stash left over.
You got enough for us to grab a dropship anytime soon?
Several. How else do you think I've been funding these gaggle of?
Then we should talk, because frankly, this leopard is nice. I'm enjoying it. Ugh. Speaking of fearless leader, you got a plan for this ambush yet? Getting the Resmal's one thing. Snagging the gold after that, well, that's where it gets tricky.
Well, not much of one. I wouldn't call this exactly my area of expertise. Or the fight things out face to face kind of gal.
Given how gung-ho you all seem for the job, that surprises me. But all right. You do have something like a plan, yes?
Beyond know if a plan survives contact with the enemy. Not to mention, we do have to be concerned about the, what are they called? Those,
Our defector friends, the Bobcats?
yes, those.
Yeah, we've definitely tripped some wires to get into that ambush. They know who we are now, and there's blood on our hands after all. This isn't the last we've seen of them. Of that, I'm certain.
Well, my gut says we'll probably see them on the way, either there during the ambush or right after. So we're gonna need a quick exfil.
And I suppose that's where I come in. Yet again, it's my job to make sure you all don't get yourselves killed.
Hey. My job is to handle this ragtag group in combat. Yours is to handle the rest.
And you would think part of that included having a plan, but alas...
Hey, they didn't teach any of this stuff to us in the on Solar 7.
How much is that bounty again?
Oh, probably enough for you to live comfortably for the rest of your natural life.
Not worth my morals. Fine. All right. Like I said, on the road in the next hour, 2 maximum. We'll regroup in Resmal, figure out a plan from there, and hopefully find us something like exfil. I count on you to at least not get yourselves killed until then.
We'll do our best. You know these guys.
All I ask of you. Go well out.
Right. Gonna poke her head out the door. 1 hour. What? Holden, what are you doing?
What's that? Getting my back cleaned. He's now laying across it, like belly down.
Courting illness, I see.
Important to moisturize, LT.
Do they not have lotion on whatever planet you came from?
Buying lotion. World's giving you free moisture right here, right now.
I repeat, this heist is fucked, man. Look at my merc lance.
Oh, I'm gonna get this all nice and dried soon, just with the heat of the mech. That's how you do it.
Uh-huh. Alright. Well. He's gonna clap her hands.
John wakes up.
Plans.
Plans for what?
The ambush. Quick
Right,
exfil.
yes.
Right. What's your plan?
Alright, I'm terrible at making plans. Does anyone mind if I make a roll on tactics or something?
I'm so fine with that, hon.
I'm so
about to
terrible.
say, y'all are really bad at this.
I'm just yo, I'm cooked. I'm so cooked.
John, because John is fully just looking at you expectantly, as if you're supposed to tell us the
And
plan.
it's like, all right, gang, plans. Everyone's like, go on.
Go on, yeah.
All
what's
right,
the plan?
all right.
Yes.
All right. How does a what is a 10 plus a 3? 13. How does a 13 on tactics look?
Oh right, I got to roll against you. I forgot that that's how this game works. Oh my God, a 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
I love what. Yeah, all right, we're off to a real hot start today.
Holy moly.
All right, so Wayne, you're gonna need to step out into the rain because you're gonna need to get a look. You're realizing that it's gonna be straightforward. Any part of a plan, anything as a plan, is gonna require a couple of things. One, terrain analysis. You need to know where you're gonna fight at if you're gonna know how you're gonna fight. Two, assessment of the enemy forces. You should probably know who and what you're gonna be fighting so you can know how you're gonna fight. Third, a tactical plan. Actually figuring out how you're gonna fight. In order to get those three things, you're going to start with the first one, which is, of course, terrain analysis. Thankfully, our good old boy John over there happens to have maps of the region and the planet, so if you're going to get any sense of at least generally where you could make an ambush happen, well...
Fair enough. And we also have some assessment of the enemy forces from our dear friend. Back and forth. All right.
So, if you want to get an actual, like, detailed assessment of, like, the terrain itself rather than just what the map says, kind of like based on the actual, like, because John, you've had these maps for a while, so like your actual assessment on like what the terrain might look like more detailed, I'll allow like I want to say like survival, navigation. I might even accept just like a perception one, but it's definitely not one just based on vision. So I wouldn't let your good vision work here.
Yeah, I'll do a perception.
All right, make it happen, boss.
Now, okay. Remind me. It's 3d6, yeah?
2d6 plus the
2d6,
plus whatever
okay.
the bonus is, which is like gonna be like the skill number you have plus the associated stat.
Yeah. So that'll be... Ooh, that's double ones. That's a 6.
Well, you want to spend a plot point?
Yup.
All right, spend it up.
I'm gonna spend the plot point. Boop. Let's try that one more time.
What you got for me?
That's a 9.
9 total?
Yes.
So I rolled an 11. I rolled 2 5s and a 1, funnily enough. So but thankfully, that's not gonna mean just outright that you just fail fully. You are able to get at least a sense of like, the region's called the Alime Plains. You can expect that outside of the mountains that kind of rim and like border the region, it's going to be a lot of flat ground, a lot of open lines and long lines of sight. But just from the area you're looking around, kind of like looking at the terrain around you, and even like, from where you are, you can tell this area is not without some sparse forests and patches of like, copses of trees and things like that. So any ambush you're gonna take out here, anything you're gonna do here, you're not relying on like actual like you're not gonna be relying on like lots of cover or like hills or canyons. This is not gonna be like what the defector just did to you guys over in the valley. Mm-hmm. It's going to be about catching them at a really good time and catching them and like basically just overwhelming them, because you're not gonna have the advantage of like good terrain. You're gonna have really long lines of open line of sight. And the best thing you're going to have for cover is going to be trees. Now, it does seem like, given what you just know of how maps and planets work, the forests probably thicken out a little further to the west. So there's probably more trees further west here. But at the best, you're relying on forests for cover and not hills and mountains.
Gotcha. Yeah, so John will look up from his map and go, he's kind of like, really not much in the area. Probably want to let them get a good distance away from the city before we try anything. For a couple of reasons. But nothing really special here.
Huh. Can I take a look at your map? I'd like to also roll survival and just take a closer look. Actually, can I pull out that stupid hollow projector that John bought?
I mean, you're probably gonna want to like, get under like, like the tarp cover or something like that to avoid it getting, damaged in the rain, obviously. But yeah, most certainly. I will also say that you already have that success on your tactics roll that's gonna already give you like some information on what you could do with the information you just got from John. So you don't necessarily have to make another roll here. I will say for my other friends who are here, if you can justify a skill that you think would be helpful to help you roll and kind of offer some information here, I'm welcome to those options here, so I can kind of give you what you might know and let you all formulate a plan, as it were.
Fair enough.
I'll also say this can also be happening while you guys are like, at this point, Yost is like starting to load your mechs back up onto the cranes and things like that, and you're starting to pack up. So this can be happening while you guys are prepping to get moving, obviously. So no need to worry as much about timing.
Question though, because I missed last session, obviously. What happened with Weasel and his contacts in the Baron's entourage?
So you guys, that's how you guys have the travel log for the convoy and how you know its overall path. You did also get some info on the Baron. If you want to pull some of that, you're more than welcome to here, obviously. Outside of that, you do know that Weasel likely has some contacts in the Baron's entourage. What that means and what you can leverage with that, maybe get to the city and get in contact with them if you can. Who knows? I don't know. All kinds of things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, we can probably see if we can't contact Weasel's associates for more information about the guards.
Every city has rats, after all.
As long as he doesn't ask us to do some more dirty work that gets us in even deeper shit.
Oh, he owes us, as far as I'm concerned.
Good deal, then.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt if we could pull up the Baron's dossier and try to make some guesses as to how protected he'd feel. Is this a guy who walks out every day with a full detachment, or would he have someone else back home while he's doing this little pleasure cruise?
Turk, you got a skill. Holden, do you have a skill that feels appropriate for I want to say military analysis of a situation, based on the info you have, how good of an assessment you'd make of what you'd expect as far as resistance and defenses and things like that? If not, I'll just accept an int check twice. That's something fine.
Yeah, I could do an int check twice. I think that'd be better.
I was going to use leadership and analyze the data that we got from Weasel, because he didn't hand us some.
Yeah, I'll let both of you guys go ahead and roll that. Feel free. If you already have the intel on hand.
4.
So yeah, it's going to be 2d6 plus your 4.
Yep.
A 6 and a 1 plus 5.
6 and 1 plus 4 is 11.
So 11 from you, Holden, and
12.
Wayne. Oh, well, both of those beat the 11 that I rolled. So based on the information you're getting, and these are a couple of things you're getting. Wayne, you're looking at this just pure informationally. What does the dossier say? And it does say that, again, the Ilmari house does maintain its own personal unit called the Ilmari Hoplites, as you've already kind of heard about them somewhat. And they are because they are technically, they're not a mercenary force, they are a personally registered house force, but they are on dossier registered at veteran level. So you're going to expect that whoever you're going to be facing, they're going to be trained. They're not going to be rookies or greens. They're going to be people who know what the fuck they're doing. They fought mechs before and they know how to fight mechs consistently. So expect people who aren't afraid to deal with you, toe-to-toe, man-to-man, face-to-face, effectively. Holden, you, I think, have a sense of what's the word I'm looking for here? Okay, I'll wait till he gets back, actually. So Wayne, I think looking at that, your first thought is okay, we're expecting decently trained forces, and they probably are also, because they're, bankrolled by a house, they're also going to be decently maintained. Those defectors, even though I didn't actually have them be enter the fight damaged, you were fighting relatively low tonnage, easy to get your hands on, light and medium mechs and cheap tanks. They didn't have any serious heavy metal or heavy firepower. You don't expect that'll be exactly true of the hoplites. Sure, maybe they're not going to be walking around with top tier equipment or anything super crazy, but even their garrison forces are going to be decently equipped. So expect decent actual battle tanks, things that can actually take a punch for a bit, and probably mechs. And not rinky-dink scout mechs, too. I'm thinking actually some actual mechs that can put a punch out.
And will not get shredded with just a couple of shots.
You know, probably not. It depends on the mech. Some mechs are just bad. Looking at you, rifleman. Anyway, listen, I will never pass an opportunity for rifleman slander. You know this. It's part of my brand. Besides me slandering Defiance Arms, so I think looking at kind of like getting a sense of that, I think those are the two main takeaways you have. Is that you're expecting decently trained forces that are probably pretty well equipped as far as how this comes. Now, it's tough for you to call because you don't necessarily have an actual military background, so how well equipped, you don't really have an immediate barometer for that, I don't think. But those are the two immediate impressions you're getting, I would say. And I'll talk a bit more about kind of what Holden is getting from that in a little bit. But I think for now, I want to let you guys pass on because you want with the scene. So actually, Hound, my dear Hound, you're a criminal, yes?
I was a criminal, thank you. I'm an upstanding mercenary now.
All right, if you're a legal criminal now. Would you happen to have like a streetwise or another skill to represent your experience with criminality?
Yeah, I have streetwise. I also have.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like intimidation and stealth, depending on the scenario.
I would absolutely love a streetwise roll here. I'll take a streetwise roll here to help you get a sense of like what you might think. Because I mean, let's face it, ambushing a train to steal stuff is definitely not outside of your scope of expertise. Let's say that.
Yeah. Remind me, am I rolling 2d6 or rolling 1d20?
2d6 plus your plus those bonuses.
Yeah. Awesome. An 8 plus 3 is 11.
Meets beats.
Woo!
I'm rolling a lot of 11s today on these 2d6s. I'm liking
so
my sword dice.
Wise
Good now.
about the streets.
So the streets are talking and you're listening. And what the streets are telling you is that when it comes to convoy, right? When it comes to ambushing a thing and trying to get out of there, there's really two ways you can think about this. The first is if you think you have the advantage of force, which is just you brute force them down, sometimes even just using the presence of how much force you have to scare them into giving up your stuff without a fight. That's how it works when you have the guns and they don't. It's simple robbery, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward. You get in, you make a big scene, maybe you kill a person or two, you tell them to drop their shit, you get the hell out of there. When you don't have the advantage of force, or when you don't know that you have the advantage of force, you really only have one other option, which is to focus on the goal, the target, the shit you want to get at, you want to get. Mm-hmm. In which case, it doesn't really matter what they have against you. It's how well you can tie up whatever they have while you smash and grab. Which is, at that point, gonna be a matter of how well you can divide your forces up, right? And you've got a nice lance of 4 strong, healthy, self-sufficient Battlemechs. What you don't have is speed. And that's the real crux.
I thought you were going to say hand actuators.
Okay, those two. You're also lacking those.
Yeah.
You're also lacking in those.
A little bit of both.
But what you really feel like and it's like, it's almost like you're in your head just like, okay, there's a couple ways you could solve this. You could just come with even more firepower, bigger guns, more armor, and scarier looking things. Or you could get your hands on something fast, some speed to help back up your force and support you. Problem is, both of those require new Battlemechs, either for one of your lance mates or just somebody else new to come in and help out. And in case you haven't figured it out, this is the 31st century. Those are kind of hard to get your hands on. I guess 30th century, sorry.
So, out of character, I'm like, what is Sykes' mech? How fast does it go?
The Gladiator's a bit of a rare chassis, but if you will, I'll allow this is for anybody here. I'll allow either an int check or a history check or something else that would be appropriate for knowledge of lay battle mecharia. I don't know why I said it like that. That didn't,
Can I argue with survival since I had to survive against several mechs in the arena?
No. Sorry.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Sorry, no on survival for this one, Freds.
Fair enough.
Mm,
Honestly, it's so rare that Wayne's probably come across it like once.
Yeah, but the trouble I think, and the reason why I'm saying no is that in the arena, you're probably not gonna be facing a lot of bog standard mechs. You're gonna be facing mechs that have had heavy modifications, and in some cases even having entire engines ripped out and replaced with different ones that are heavier or lighter. So, might you have fought a gladiator here or there in the arena? Yeah, probably. But there's no telling whether the one you fought was a bog standard gladiator factory ready or a one-off custom that was so changed from a stock gladiator that it operated like a whole different mech.
Fair enough.
So I'll allow like an int check or a history or if you got like a technology or other important role that might be
Nope.
appropriate.
I have none of the appropriate things, but you know,
I know,
who would know
young
things
niggas-
about this
you know-
mech?
Who's that?
Sykes, the guy who drives the mech.
It's true, he would.
Could ask, but we could also ask if he wants to join us.
He's going to
Listen,
die, and maybe that's what we need. But he's going to die.
that's
Morgan
fucked
Rain is
up.
going to murder his ass so hard if he joins us. Out of
Oh,
character.
boy.
And you
Out of
know,
character.
maybe that's what I just need to accept, but it's going to happen if he joins us. I have a feeling.
Damn. Well, that's I can't say
I don't
anything to that,
know, like-
none of them tell you.
You know, maybe I'm paranoid. Very possible.
Want to bet on
Could be
it?
that. I mean, hey, talking to Sykes about the Gladiator is absolutely an option. I'm 100% certain allowing any of you to do that.
Because
I will say though,
he's still
Hound,
a
if you
prisoner,
wanna,
so we
like-
could borrow it.
that is true. But also, Hound, if you want to like voice your, the information that I've given you so far to see if you get any info on that.
Ah, yes. I think. I think Hound will phrase it as kind of like a recollection of past times they've ambushed and stolen things, and
Valid.
in context of this lineup, we're lacking speed to actually smash and grab efficiently. So what do we do about that? You know, money is not an option. So either like we suck it up and we hope for the best, or we leverage the other mech on the PMRs, if that makes sense.
I'll ask Sykes if he wants to join us on this endeavor. But if not, we're letting it go.
Could I borrow his mech if he won't join us?
That's up to him.
You'd also have to get it running first, no matter what, because it's not like
Oh.
you found that thing in stock condition.
That's
The
fair.
slight benefit to that is you are headed towards the city.
If we're headed towards the city, we could also... Well... Remind me, what does the train look like and how easy would it be to lift the containers? Do we have any intel on what those containers actually look like?
There are several like bulk shipping containers, crates, effectively that the cargo is being stored on. It looks like, and this is actually definitely referencing that photo John got from way back in episode 1. So I think that you're recognizing that, looking at the scale of that, the crates are big enough that one, there's probably at least like, I don't know, maybe a couple dozen gold bars in each one. And they're big enough. They're small enough that you could definitely hold a single crate in like a mech's hand actuator. That's doable. Now, the immediate thing that you're recognizing is that there's a good number of crates of gold. And if you're talking about carrying them in hand actuators, well, let's say you've got 4 mechs, which means 8 arms. That does not mean 8 hands.
Because I'm just thinking, we don't have to carry those crates ourselves. Or at least carry the crates out of there. We could get a vehicle of some sort. Actually, how heavy is the goddamn train itself?
Very.
Very. Damn.
Not,
I was wondering if we could actually pull.
Not draggable by a battle mech. Like you could hitch to it and try to drag it behind your mech. Probably. Lifting it, no.
Yeah, I was thinking about like dragging it, or at least
Doable.
dragging, or like cutting off the container part and just like dragging that on treads.
Doable. It would definitely slow your mech, slow whatever mech you have dragging it down, but it's doable.
So what's the vision with that then? I thought I was following, and then I realized I was not following.
Oh, so at this point you can see like Wayne's just sort of like I guess can talking it out and just sort of. If the concern is speed, then we can either get some kind of vehicle to place the cargo on, or just cut the what do you call a single cut the cart from the main train and drag it off. It would slow down our mechs, but we wouldn't have to make multiple trips.
I mean,
plus the goal is simply to just, and here's the part where I think we're gonna I guess like direct it over to Amani. Is the goal to grab all of the gold or just some small subset?
In truth, now that you know the full scope of things, the amount of gold is inconsequential. What is important is that House Ilmari's reputation is ruined by this heist. As much as possible, certainly, but there is no requirement to get it all. Of course, the more gold you steal, the more damage done to the reputation, so I certainly wouldn't complain either way.
Okay, I'll say Wayne is not the smartest cookie in the bunch. But above table.
Hold on, question. There are smart cookies in this bunch?
No.
I don't think any of us has an intelligence over, like, 2.
only in very niche subjects. John Geologist over here.
Fair enough. So, but, like, above table, like, so, like, stealing gold is, like, gonna damage their reputation, but I don't think it's gonna, like, irreparably damage their reputation. Like, wouldn't straight out, like, just destroying their military forces, like, oh, hey, they can't defend this, be more of a
so that's the thing, like, if you're talking about damaging their reputation,
I guess that's
less about
assuming that we can outgun them.
Yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing beyond that, I think that's important to know is, like, it's not necessarily a matter of, like, how much gold equals how much rep is damaged, because that obviously matters. But the biggest thing is that, again, as determined by the whole fucking public parade, Baron Ilmari is using this gold and this investment in this deal he's making as, like, his claim to fame. People of Ventrelle, I've brought you prosperity through revitalizing our industry through this deal that I've made. And for that reason, it is right for my house to claim ownership and governance over this planet. It's basically the goal here. So fucking up the gold, stealing the gold and getting away with it, more than anything says like, well, it fucks up the entire plan they had. No gold means no banking investment, means no revitalized industry, means his whole claim to fame gets screwed and his family has to find some other way to try to claim power. It's certainly not an irreparable damage to his reputation, and as evidenced by last episode, that's not really Imani's actual goal here. She's accepted that she has to be married off to this dude to eventually give him power. It's mostly just a matter of, like, she wants to buy herself time. So, like, to answer your question, yeah, in theory, if you destroyed their entire military force and crippled the Ilmari hoplites, yeah, that would somehow really damage their rep. You have 4 mechs. How do you plan on doing that?
Yeah. So in other words, the easiest way to go.
Woman. What do you mean?
Listen. He's on to something. He's on to something.
I mean, like if one of the ways of securing it is Ilmari just marrying the dude, then.
Look, I'm not telling you how to solve the problems of the campaign. I'm the GM. I just present the problems. Okay?
Just whisk her off her feet and we'll run away with whatever gold we can carry.
I'm not saying fuck your way to success, but I'm not saying don't fuck your way to success, is what I'm saying here,
I just had the silliest image in my mind. I forgot what they're called, but the things that they put on train tracks that you like manually pump up and down, we get one of those, bring it up the track behind the train, put all the gold on that, and then pump the opposite direction.
Okay. I should clarify.
That covers our speed problem.
Friends,
There's not actually a train on rails.
I should clarify. Yeah. There are no actual rails for this train.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
There are actually no rails. Yeah, that's why I was like,
plan has one major flaw.
One major
It's
flaw.
okay.
The Achilles heel.
With a steering wheel.
Sorry.
We can't just do that. Unfortunate. It would be very funny. It would be very funny.
You guys are in rare fucking form today. Holy hell.
I'm just saying, there's like other ways to go about this than just stealing, like, stealing the gold that are way less bloody.
Wait! Sorry. I'm yelling.
It's fine, you're good.
Just like,
Comrade Frog's message is actually fucking genius.
I'm sorry. Now I need
No, you
I need to
can't do
chat.
that.
Now I need to check chat.
Frog said,
You can't do that.
so much for tying a lady down in front to stop it. To stop the train.
I mean, would they recognize Ilmari?
Oh god, guys, please.
Well, at least she won't have to marry him if they run her over. Because that's what she's worried about, right?
So, gang, does someone want to go ask Takeshi about his mech? Does someone want to go ask Takeshi about his mech?
Sure, I shared that cigarette with him earlier. Maybe we're best buddies now. I'm kidding.
If you want. I think Wayne's gonna ponder this problem for a little longer.
Fair enough. John, what are you doing while that's happening?
I might actually go talk to Ilmari.
Imani, you mean?
Yeah, Imani, sorry.
You know what? Fair and valid. All right. Let's do those 2 scenes back to back. We'll start off with Hell. So, Hell, you creep your way on over to the side of the Battlemech recovery vehicle where, sort of like just sitting on the medical bed, but not really actively like laying in it anymore. Private Takeshi Sykes, your captive, is just kind of sitting there, idly, looking around, kind of just keeping himself busy. It's like perhaps just even like listening to the rain. And you turn and enter into the cargo container, converted into a medical area, and he looks over and sees you and goes, "Hey."
Got a question for you.
Oh boy.
Well, we've got a job to do, and our squad as it stands has some strengths and weaknesses.
He slowly nods.
So the lieutenant proposed asking you if you'd be interested in joining the operation, because we could use the extra manpower. But if not, how fast does your thing go?
He turns his head and goes, "You know you shot me, right?"
Who, me? Specifically?
Does that matter?
To some people it does.
You killed my sergeant in front of my face!
I mean, Arch talks a lot about, not wanting to get into, like, personal things like that, so it matters to some people.
He, like, you can clearly see, like, anger rising in his face. And just, like, you really think after all of that, I'm just gonna drop everything and sidle up my mech with a bunch of you random fuck-off mercs?
I didn't think so. That's why I was gonna see if I could just borrow your mech. The lieutenant was the one who proposed asking you to join. I'm not that crazy.
He leans his head over and goes, much as it doesn't really matter what my choice is on that matter, because the mech is in your possession until you give it back to me anyway. The fuck would be the plan for that anyway? Gladiator's not walking exactly.
We still got a little bit of time to get it back in shape if the plan called for it.
It's a 55-tonner. Standard rating engine for a tonnage of that thing, so top speed's about 86 kilometers. Faster than your Orion, certainly.
Understood.
It's a 4R variant, standard equipment. PPC in the right arm, 2 medium lasers, and an SRM-6 mounted beside it.
Well, I appreciate your cooperation, and I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that the lieutenant said that I'm not allowed to borrow it without your permission, so it is still up to you.
He kind of like brushes it off at first, like he's like, whatever, but you can see him like kind of go contemplative about it for a long moment, like, wow, you mercs really aren't just gonna take my shit. Like, you've captured me, you can give me up for ransom at the end of this contract, and I still expect you to do that, honestly, more than anything else, and you're still here asking me if you can use my shit like it's not literally something you took as a result of taking me captive. Like, it's just not clicking in his brain properly. Like,
yeah, that makes sense. Wayne is built differently. In every way.
All the same, though, and I'll give you this one for free, Emily, because obviously you would know that 86 kilometers per hour is, in terms of in-game equivalent, it gives him a 5.8 movement profile. It's also got jump jets, so it's a 5.85.
Cool.
So yeah, it's this average speed for a medium mech, literally faster than every mech you guys have, but, you know.
Well, I'll leave the contemplation up to you till it comes time to lock in the plan.
Speaking of, what is the plan?
Well, if you're not joining us, you don't get to know.
Finally, one of you says something smart.
Well, I'm making that decision. I don't know what the lieutenant would say, but I would hope it would be something to that effect.
I'd say so as well, but you mercs have proven to be nothing if not, I'm going to say, full of surprises, to be nice.
I appreciate your kindness.
So, Resmal first then, and then I assume off to whatever it is this job of yours is?
Yep.
Then indulge me a question. How does it involve my captain? Or former captain?
Mm, I don't know that I have an answer for that one.
You hit our warehouse. You stopped at the spaceport. Was all that just for nothing?
Oh, out of character. Is the spaceport the one that was at the beginning? An unfortunate set of coincidences, perhaps. We had to make a trade to get some information to make our current action feasible.
Mercenaries. We'll talk about it when
The
you're in
spaceport
Resmal.
was just for the sake of protecting our liaison.
The Ventrelle, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Can't let her die.
Well.
Then there's no pay.
Well, that puts some pieces together at least. He tilts his head somewhat. I heard her yesterday talking to the commander after they got personal for a bit. She's engaged with the Baron. Whatever she has you guys doing, it clearly involves him.
Hell is gonna refrain from making any smartass comments and just nod. I already pissed this guy off a lot, so I don't need to piss him off more. something that sounds really smart, but you just said the most fucking obvious thing. Like,
He
nah,
just says-
shit.
He just says, right, well, you can't tell me, so just get me to Resmal and we'll figure it out there.
Yep. And if you change your mind, then I could fill you in on the plan.
Fuck off, Merc.
Hey, it was Lieutenant's idea, so I gotta try to enact said orders.
He doesn't appear to respond to that, just kind of shrugging it back into the spot.
The one time Hell will be excited about orders to torture this poor man.
To piss off this poor dude.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He does stop you on the way out and just... Hold on. Where are you from?
Shit. I don't remember. The Capellan Confederation. In character, the Capellan Confederation.
You're Liao spawn. I suppose that makes enough sense.
What part does that make sense of?
Well, you certainly don't seem like you're as gung-ho about getting rid of Merrick as any of the other defectors are around here. Which means whatever you're dealing with the Baron isn't something personal about his rule over the planet. On top of that, from what I can gather, the rest of your crew is also from scattered places around the Inner Sphere. Not uncommon for mercs, but I guess it's just a bit funny. A Cretan and a Capellan on a Merrick world talking about a Ventrelle. Big galaxy, but it gets real small sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And I think Hell will smile at that. And continue to turn to leave and say, like, don't get thinking too hard, though, because if you figure out the plan without signing on, I might have to kill you or something.
Oh no. I'd hate to see how good you are at that compared to everything else you do around here.
I'm mean with a gun. You don't know me.
No, on the contrary, I do know that exactly.
Oh, I got baited then. And she'll slam the door. Pissed off.
Look, I'm not saying I ship it, but anyway.
Nah, this guy's gonna die probably, so don't ship me with him.
I love that you're just waving his fucking death flag.
Look, okay,
It's all over.
if he joins us, he dies. If he doesn't join us, he goes off into space and does his own thing. Adios.
You're just saying that if he joins us, we just raise the death flags.
I'm not raising the death flag, I'm just saying, like, Captain Morgan Rain is gonna see, oh, that's my guy. Kablooey. It's over for him. I'm certain. The way she shot that guy in the chest,
It's true.
she's gonna do the same thing with his mech.
Well,
2 to the titties. Till he's dead.
Okay. Well, that notion aside, oh god, John,
Yes.
you're making your way towards the driver's cabin where Imani is still seating, watching the rain. You know, how do you approach? You walk in, you knock. What's the call?
I'll knock.
There's a window. She still is looking by and just says, gives you a wave, gestures you inside.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good morning, John. I'm well. And yourself?
It's always nice to be out in the rain. It reminds me of home.
Is that sanitary? Never mind. I don't need an answer to that question. It's fine. What can I do for you this morning?
About this heist.
Yes.
What's your end goal in all of this?
As I explained it to Wayne, time. I was hoping that in spoiling the plans for revitalization of Ventrelle, House Ilmari's scorn would mean they have to delay their plans for ascension to governance of this world, and thus delay my term of marriage to the Baron. She's clearly not being silent about that anymore now that she knows you all know.
That doesn't exactly solve your problem, does it?
No, but it buys me time. This is not a problem I believe I can simply solve. My family has called for my place to serve in elevating ourselves through this marriage. I cannot simply run away from that responsibility.
Why not? I can't help but feel that ourselves doesn't actually include you.
It's funny. Your commander gave a similar explanation. One in my position does not often have the luxury of considering oneself. Or, more often, there are 2 kinds of nobles. Those who accept that what they have to do requires sacrifice, and those who simply ignore that in favor of their own self-gain. The latter creates people like the Baron. And the former, well, there are so very few of people like that these days. I simply do what I can to ensure my family has what they need to succeed, to thrive. They have been good to me, given me everything. It is the least I can do.
Well, speaking of Wayne,
She
What's,
blushes a bit. I'm sorry?
what you gonna do anything about that?
About what? Excuse me?
You know, Wayne's not very good at this whole planning to steal things. And I just want you to know that she's doing this for you.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that.
I think you do understand.
She is blushing a storm and trying to not look in your direction. I have appreciated the lieutenant's kindness and her consideration of my plight, even in spite of my deception. It is a rare warmness to have felt, but it changes nothing. I have a responsibility, and I could not disappoint my family that way. Could I?
See, why not? Just consider that, Wayne is probably willing to do a lot more for you than you think.
I'm certainly not sure what you mean by that.
Well, you keep thinking about that then, and, I'd be happy to have another member of the group around to talk to, if you ever decide to... Anyway, I'm gonna go see if Wayne has a plan for this heist.
And she's kind of like tries to struggle to say things for several seconds and just... I feel that you are all certainly more than competent, if not eccentric, in your roles. I have faith in you all.
Well, we'll see.
Yes, let's get to Resmal. Funscape of what we're dealing with, and we'll handle the future from there.
Yeah, anything particular in Resmal that I should go see?
Well, I know there are lovely theaters on World, but I don't know if that's exactly your thing.
No. You and Wayne can go to the theater. Anything you can think of that I would enjoy?
She turns her head a bit. I've heard tale of a very nice string of restaurants in the South Quarter.
So...
Believe they may serve off-world delicacies?
Ah, okay. Thanks. And John will walk away. He's gonna go straight to Wayne.
Yo, talk to your shorty.
And say, I think Imani would enjoy a trip to the theater followed by... I hear there are nice restaurants in the South Quarter? Unless, of course, you've come up with a good plan for this heist.
I feel like Wayne's first expression is like the uncomprehending question mark what
Oh.
Is there a reason you're telling me this?
Listen. Life's too short. You and Imani need to figure this out before we pull off this heist, or one of us dies, or we leave this planet.
John really
Blank
said, my fucking
incomprehension.
god, these bitches gay. Good for them.
You just see like more blank incomprehension. Is just yes, life is short, which is why we should cherish it. I do not understand the point of your. Figure what out?
You and Imani enjoy a nice day in Resmal when we get there. That's all I'm saying.
And
If that's
speaking
the
of Resmal, that hour's
there.
passed up. You probably want to get moving.
Right. Wayne's gonna like start packing up and moving, but it's just right, and the rest of the whole group should take the day. Actually, if we're going to be doing this.
Well, if there's nothing else, mercs, then how about I give you all a real quick and simple scene wipe transition. You pass through the low rain, still beating down on your Battlemechs and on the BMRVs as you are slowly making your way towards out in the horizon, which you can clearly see is the city of Resmal. Buildings rising high. It is surprisingly unlike Hainbridge. It's a walled city. While there are outskirt towns and small buildings and areas you can see outside of the walls, there are high walls that appear to kind of guard most of the larger city. And while there are buildings that peak above it, it's clearly a much more built up and well defended place. You imagine, well, I guess actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the reveal for why there are walls for in a minute. Don't worry about it. Actually, we'll come back to that. But there are walls, so be aware of that. And as you are making your way towards the city, you can see that it's again certainly much larger than Hanbridge earlier you were in. It's again of the three cities on the planet, it is second largest, only behind the capital. More than that, you're noticing that it has a couple of different, districts and places you can see, and where you can see a wide swathing river kind of cutting in from the north and kind of cutting through the northeast section of the city and so it flows further west into the mountains, sort of like west of, in the west section of Alime. But the thing that you're finding most interesting is that there is a large, docking area, a large area for transit and egress where vehicles and convoys and supply caravans and other vessels that are coming in and repairing can make their way into and out of the city, having easy egress to the walls. And you would most certainly expect to be able to see, well, a large convoy of Saturn V hover trains hanging out outside of that, if as they were docked, as that's the convoy you were chasing as you're approaching Resmal and getting a sense of that. So it's the strangest thing that as you're approaching the city and that docking area, you don't see a single Saturn V train docked there. The convoy's not there. Something's wrong. Just what? Well, we'll have to figure that out when we come back from a very brief break. Let's let our mercs recharge and refuel as we get back to a bit of mystery and drama on this nice episode of Blood and Currency. We'll see you all in just a few minutes. And we return to the rain-soaked city of Resmal, where the mercenaries of Sunburst Legion happen upon the city they have been targeting for so very long, only to find that the convoy they were expecting is not present. What could it all mean? I'm not going to tell you, obviously. I'm going to have to, there to do the whole thing for RP and figure it out, obviously. Welcome back to Blood and Currency, gang. It's been a bit of a break for us, and we're happy to get right back into it. So let's not waste any more time, friends. Tell me what you're getting into. As you're approaching the city of Resmal, there's a smaller kind of like natural road path where your BMRVs can let you all out and start moving into the city proper. And as you're looking around, obviously you're recognizing that there is like I mentioned, in the industrial district off to the sort of like west part of the city here, where you can see that large docking area for things like where you expect your convoy to be. Not there at all. What's the game plan, CNB friends? Where do you want to be? What are you saying? What communications are being had? And otherwise, how do you go about the situation? Scene's yours, gang.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected, but problematic.
A nice way of saying shit's fucked.
Well,
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
so first point of order is to figure out what happened to the convoy. Are they late? Did they arrive early, or were they never planning to hit this city at all?
They were supposed to be in the industrial district? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Um.
We're also going to need to secure exfil.
That is
Get
an
some
important
intel.
part.
Mm.
Assume
Our
there's
best bet for that-
still a train to be heisted.
Our best bet for that will either be the South Quarter or Industrial or the Admin District. It's where we're most likely to find dropship crews.
Well, I could attempt to persuade us a way out of here, but I'd much rather figure out where this payday got off to, and think I can spot a few rats already checking us out.
Similarly, I'd like to do some sniffing around industrial.
They do
Well,
owe us, so
Perfect. I won't have to pay him anything.
well, if any of you were hoping to do any personal shopping or investigating, there's also the North Quarter, which contains a lot of the city's shopping areas and things like that, and some lovely parks as well. Aside from that, West Quarter would have lots of your more, well, we'll say, entertainment. If any of you were hoping for a bar environment similar to that, you'll probably find it there. The East Quarter is mostly reserved for residential districts and some of the more, let's say, calmer places on planet. In the South, you'll find plenty of other nicer districts and places to eat and things like that. The Industrial District is appropriately named. It surprisingly does host a few Battlemech repair factories. So if we were hoping to get at least our hands on some extra hands for repair work, that might not be a bad place to investigate. I could send Miss Yost off to offer some questions. And the middle of the town is given over to the administration. The town's governance and any other highbrow who might be around would likely find themselves there. I don't see that we have any business there, but it could be worthwhile for asking a few questions.
Well, with that assignment of duties, I will take my leave and be in touch. As they say in the business, newbies, fish dough.
oh, hold on before you leave.
Good luck.
Fish dough?
Fish.
Hold,
dough.
holds up a finger to you. What is it, LT?
Apparently, we should use this the rest of the night. Once you've gotten your intel for a bit of rest and R&R, as it were. So,
Alright.
and I've. This is gonna be really weird. Wayne's literally going to hand you an allowance.
You giving my man a gambling allowance?
Look, I was hardly gonna just go off and gamble this all away. Not when there's new shiny toys and this contract that I'm currently sitting on for Swift Wingers got a hole in my pocket burning away.
Sure. Well, once you've done your job, enjoy the rest of your night.
Here, kid, go spend
This
this on
your-
CS:GO skins.
Yeah. Is this your nice way of buying yourself some time for some reason, LT? Is that it?
No beating around the bush. Apparently, yes.
Good. See if you can get us a free ride off this place, okay? Be sure to ask about wealthy siblings and others. Pretty is preferable, but wealthy is better.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Wayne is just raised eyebrow. Uh-huh.
Oh, you know these types? You don't actually have to live with them. And points back, like drops the finger, points back to you, as if to like get back to your question about fish stuff. Fuck it, shit happens, drive on. And then it goes.
Maybe I should be writing this shit down.
Uh-huh.
I'm a wealth. I'm a river to my people.
Fair enough. Well, fair warning before any of the rest of y'all leave, unless you're going with Wayne, she is absolutely going to hand you what it amounts to an allowance.
I mean, John's standing there patiently, hand outstretched.
Here, kid, spend this on League of Legends skins.
Oh no.
Okay.
At this point, I feel like Wayne will deliberately like sort the stacks based on like the size of the bill, and just be like, all right, this is how much this stack is, and just like count them out. Like they're like grouped up with like little plastic clippies, so John knows which ones are the individual C bills, which ones are the fives. There's even like a literal like counter, like in like big bold like numbering. That's just like, all right, this is how much this totals.
You're a good kid.
So...
Go get yourself a Roblox.
Go get yourself.
And if you're not, and if you're not sure, call one of us first before you make a purchase.
Understood.
All
So
right then,
LT,
gang,
what you getting up to since you won't be around to save Farmer from getting swindled?
Looks at Amani.
She looks back and forth as if wondering why she's being stared at.
I've been told I should be apparently taking you out to the theater.
Imani shoots daggers at John.
John's retreating
like-
back.
Yes, well, the admin district and North Quarter are littered with a collection of theaters that the city is prized for. I had been hoping to see some during my time here.
Interesting. Any shows going on that you're particularly interested in?
I wouldn't know. I just got here.
Then I suppose we'll just have to explore, shall we?
Yes, and perhaps we could gather some intelligence while we're exploring. Trying to save face. It's failing, but she's trying.
I mean, Wayne's literally just does not is just like, yeah, is stone faced, is like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. No poker face, straight up, like.
The only intelligence they need is to, be less clueless.
Ouch. All right. So, sounds like Imani and Wayne are off to the North Quarter for now, / the admin district. So I'll place her there for the moment. Well, you can move yourself accordingly if you want.
Mhm.
Arch, you're gallivanting off. Where you headed?
I need to go where the people are. I need to where there's gambling, which sounds like to me it's in the west.
Yep,
Because
that's
where
you.
I think the rats and info are gonna be.
I wanna be. Wish I could be part of your gambling addiction. I'm sorry. So Hound, it sounds as if you are inbound to Industrial to do some sniffing and snooping around there.
Yes. Let me snoop.
All right. That just leaves the question of Mr. Farmer and is anyone taking our wayward captive with them?
Oh God, do I take Sykes with me?
You could. I'll give him an allowance too. Anyone's going out is getting an allowance.
He's really gonna think we're fucking insane.
Oh, all right, John was shrugging.
As a side note,
Turn
Wayne
the
is
Sykes and
actually
go,
kind of filthy rich.
anything you want to do in the city?
Drink?
Just drink?
Do I need to do more than drink?
You don't have any hobbies or anything?
I would hate to see about getting my mech fixed if that's an option.
We can go take a look. I don't know how much. Did you get an allowance?
I did.
Well, I'm probably not going to use mine, so we'll see if maybe pulling ours together might be enough to get you somewhere.
Holy shit, you're dumb.
I do all right.
All right then. Where to, Private Farmer?
Probably the industrial district.
He actually turns and says, "You know what? I'm Private First Class. I outrank you, so we get to go where I say."
And where would that be?
The Industrial District.
Works for me.
All right, Private, let's move it.
Aye, aye.
Arch / Wayne, I don't know if you've gotten away already yet. Not at all how that works, by the way. In fact, given what you know of Takeshi's background, and like, I'm going to say, Arch, you probably have the most actual military experience to be able to rationalize this, but Wayne, you probably know about it enough from like talking to people and your experience as a merc. In fact, Hounds wouldn't even be too unknown to you. Private First Class usually is a denotion given to someone who graduates like a Mech Warrior Academy or something like that, and like is like slightly elevated above a standard private for their first posting. Basically, it's basically like private, but you went to school, so you probably know a bit of shit.
So
And
what
given
you're
what you know
saying is
about
he's
his
a nerd.
Well, that's the thing. Given what you know of his backstory and his background, he didn't say anything about going to a military academy. So it's a bit weird that he had that rank.
What's an executive producer? It's the same thing as Rizuta, but they just feel a little bit better.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah,
he
in terms
joined
of nominal
the
actual rank, being a private first class means nothing over being a private.
So he just joined the Bobcats. They gave him a nice sounding thing, so you get in the mech and get in the robot Jinji, and
not even gonna hide it because you basically nailed it. Yes. Like,
hey kid, do you want this extra medal?
It's not even that. You get the sense that, I mean, obviously you don't really know a whole lot about Captain Rain literally narratively because you haven't actually met her yet. You get the sense that she gave him the sort of like title or like the rank Private First Class just to be like, okay, you're still a private, but clearly you've actually fought before. It was kind of ironic, is the joke, basically.
We elevated him as a joke.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, now whether that was like Private Rain being a piece of shit or like all right, kid, like an inside joke, everyone's in on it. Hard to tell.
Either way, John sure ain't in on it.
All right, Sykes and John are off to another part of industrial. I'll say, hell, you're probably up more around here where the docks are, actually trying to like get a sense of what's going on there. And there's more like factories and stuff down around here where John and Sykes are hanging out at. Wayne, you're off with your not girlfriend. All right.
She's engaged.
For now,
I mean, she hates the guy, but she's engaged.
True.
Whoever said we can't commit an illicit affair? Okay, we do crime.
So she's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Oh my god.
This quote engagement's a flex arrangement.
You guys are in rare fucking form tonight. Jesus. Okay. Who are we following first, gang? Who do we want to explore Resmal with first, huh?
Roll a die.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that. Fine. All right. Where's my sword dice? All right. Let's do it simply. Actually, you know what? Because there's 4 groups. I need a D8. I've got a dice bag around here. Here we go. Okay. We're gonna say 1, 2, Hell. 3, 4, John and Sykes. 5, 6, Imani and Wayne. 7, 8, Holden. And gambling. It's an 8. What do you know?
Gamble!
Baby!
Let's
go gambling.
I can't
Oh, dang
stop
it.
winning.
Oh, dang it.
So, Holden, you make your way off into the off to the East Quarter, and you find that you were talking about this being a place you would fit in, and you start noticing that the moment you effectively cross the border from one district into the other. This place is not run down by any means. You can tell just by the look of the streets and the general vibe of the people who hang around on the corners. This is where anybody who's either up to no good or wants to be not seen for whatever good they're getting up to is hanging out. There are plenty of bars, nightclubs, strip joints, restaurants, poker establishments, casinos. At least a few massage parlors are certain to do a bit more than just that. Anything you're looking for, you're going to find it around here. What's the plan, gang?
I need to find the nexuses, the nexi, the nexuses, the places of information, the folks who the nonas who aren't nonas sitting out on their porches, the people who information swirls around them. I need to find the battleships of people, aircraft carriers, if you will, and I want to use Streetwise to try and accomplish that.
Please, absolutely. Give me that roll, gangy. Obviously, it's new cities. So I'm going to roll 3d6 against you for a slightly more difficult roll, but we'll see what you get.
Okay.
What you got?
Great. I got 5 + 2 is 7.
So I definitely beat you. Would you like to spend a plot point to reroll?
No, let's do something silly. Let's go in.
All right. So you're thinking, Holden, I need to go find where the movers and shakers are, the people who know what the fuck they're doing around here, the people who are tapped in. The streets are talking. I need to know where to go to listen. So you head to the biggest strip club you can find in town, obviously, which makes perfect sense, you would think. And it's almost a half strip club, half dive bar. On one end of the sort of like this, like, older industrial building, you're finding like a large bar area with a huge set of drinks and arrays and people sitting around tables and handling drinks. But sort of on the other half of the establishment and almost, making their way in between, moving through tables and rows and making conversation, are a collection of gorgeous looking people across the gender spectrum and beyond it, who appear very scantily dressed and are making themselves very comfortable in whoever's lap they feel like in any given moment. So, your average strip joint. And it looks decent. Like, it's not like I say dive bar, but that's more like aesthetic / vibe. It's not run down at all, obviously. But you see plenty of grittier folks, some folk that are definitely scarred and show military or combat experience, some older people who have definitely been on this planet, probably in this specific bar for their entire lives. You're seeing some older folk around. And question is just, how do you want to make the approach happen?
Let's see. I'm going to check my stipend, my allowance, if you will. And I'm going to find the most like venerable weathered and like no like by my old like mercenary instincts, the person who I would naturally try to assume would be the most veteran person in the room, and I want to bring not the nicest, but like just above cheap bottle to bring over there and like make an intro and put it in as an offering sort of vibe.
You make your way towards the bar, and you find yourself able to grab, because you're in the Free Worlds League, there's a drink called the Brant Special. It's basically made to resemble sort of like reptilian beast from another from a planet that's kind of notable in Free Worlds League space. It's not like a literal spicy drink, but it has a kick to it. It's meant to kind of really knock you in the back of the sinuses when you take a nice hit of it. And it's, very, very beloved amongst military types. There are people who sometimes, after a long shift of patrol will come and grab one as a way to keep the senses awake or just kind of, dull back the pain for a brief bit. So you pull up and are able to grab one or two of them, pretty comfortably. And as you're moving across the bar, you see an older individual not too far from you. And they're sat kind of at the corner of the bar, leaning against the stool, nice, real fat cigar in one hand. And they are older. Their hair is very mottled and gray, and kind of part of it hanging down over like in like a light bang. You can see lots of gnarled skin and several scars about their face and arms. This is definitely someone who has seen combat. And as you get closer, you see that they have a trailing of tattoos going down their arm. Each of them is kind of like that Atlas head skull symbol you've seen, if out of character, you've seen in Battletech lore a lot. They have several of those. Looks like more than a dozen or so, just going in a straight line down their arm. And you're a merc's merc, you know for a fact. That's a kill counter.
I will make my way over then with intentions. If they need to intercede, gets a chance to intercede. I don't want to look like I'm rushing up to anybody. But if there's a seat next to him at the bar, I'll put down a drink. Figured I'd make a proper introduction before I started dusting up any trails here.
They look over.
I'd be happy
look
to
at
talk
you.
shop and some business. No.
They look at you.
That's pretty much it.
Kind of cock an eyebrow for a bit. Look down, see that you've handed them a drink, and then kind of put their hand over it. Talks cheap and drinks ain't. Good call, kid. Dalen Hawk, at your service. That's Daelen. Excuse me. Dalen.
And then Hawk like the bird.
Like the bird, with an E on the end. And for your own knowledge, they, them pronouns.
Holden Centrich, working a contract out this way. Like most work for fancy types who maybe have some money to kick around for useful information. Shit's gone a little sideways, so I was hoping you might be a local contact of some kind.
Fellow steel merchant, huh? Thought I recognized the type.
Trying to be. Got myself a new outfit. Little green around the gills, but they're toughening up every day. Could be somewhat formidable in the future.
Such is the life, huh? Nothing wrong with hopping between outfits, as long as you find the one that feels like home after a while.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions, but they're getting good work and better pay, so...
Not a
It's
conclusion,
home.
kid. Advice. That hopping around, bouncing back and forth, it works. It pays. Doesn't give you any comfort, though. Eventually you get tired of watching your own back. You gotta find yourself some allies. Take it from someone who didn't have a whole lot.
Holden, like... It's definitely like a beat right there. If like considering that, and then motions for a drink of his own to get swung over because he's like, damn, that's like he's usually doing the teaching around here, and he's like,
When you meet an OG, you're like, oh, okay, hold on, wait a minute, I'm good school. Hold on.
yeah,
What's the mathematics, teach? Put me on, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to learn, huh? Put me on.
Baldwin, well, if I could bend your ear for some more insight here, I'm actually curious. Seem like maybe this is something you'd have some information on. Governor's, Governor Barron's little pleasure cruise, the convoy. I was supposed to make here today. You know anyone's put out a hit on that or something?
Ain't no one stupid enough to do that. Defectors haven't even hit it. Nah, if somebody would have hit that thing, I'd have heard about it by now. It should be here. At least that's what all the rumors were saying, but it's delayed for some fucking reason. Hell if I know.
Nah. Figured, someone who's clearly as veteran as you still's got a few contacts. Well, like I said, company I'm in right now can make it worth your while if you've got a good enough story to spin that we can verify.
If information what you're after, I might be able to help you, kid. But if you're looking for contacts, well... And they kind of, like, lean back somewhat, and they're like, I came out here to get away from all of my old life, if you couldn't tell. And if you need Holden, I'd like a perception or intelligence roll. See if you notice something about this person real quick.
I got a perception. I got so much perception, in particular, because
it won't be a super hard roll. I just want to see what you got.
And...
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, no, I just... that's to avoid being surprised or ambushed. I just wanted to double check. Vision, so... Okay.
Your good vision will apply here. I'd let your good vision apply here.
Alright, let's give it a good old perception. So, +5, that is a 14. 9 on the die.
As they lean back, their shirt kind of slips up their shoulders somewhat, and you see a tattoo emblazoned on, like, their upper bicep. It is a circular, like, symbol with a, like, reared up horse in the middle. And even though it's a very simplified tattoo, there is no way any mercenary doesn't recognize the symbol of the Eridani Light Horse. One of the most venerable and ancient mercenary regiments in the entire Inner Sphere. They used to be SLDF. There's mercenaries, there's mercenaries, and then there's people like the ELH.
Just kind of take a moment. Anything else you're thirsty for?
I wouldn't mind another one of these. Keeps the palate wet.
How about and I motion for I'm like this is the mission objective has shifted at this point. Like like information is great and I will absolutely learn that, but also like this is like I'm about to learn something useful here. Like this is his chance to sit at the seat of the master and let them speak. And yeah, he'll just keep like plying drinks here.
Mm-hmm.
And love to hear how you ended up on this little quiet plane, but I should have something to report back to you to the LT at some point, so we could fit in some right folks to talk to and or any info you might have on well comings and goings around here. It go a long way to make sure I don't get chewed out, because damn if I don't think you deserve half this bar just for the work you've done.
I like you, kid. Tell you what, the story of how I got here is a long and unimportant one. When you spend as much time as I do doing what we do, eventually, all the explosions start ringing in the back of your ears. They start numbing you for a while. Place like this, a little more quiet. Nice little escape. So what? Some defectors make a bit of noise every now and then. So what? Pirates come scrap up the place every now and then. Compared to what we used to do, it's a welcome piece. I can't offer you too much as far as contacts for any place around here. You're not going to find a lot of people like us. What I can give you is at least something of a heads up. If you're after the Baron, know that he's our folk. A mech warrior. If you're coming out whatever he's got, he's going to defend it. Personally. I don't know what he's rocking. We can bet with whatever kind of money he's got behind him and that reputation, it won't be small pickings.
Might need to go shopping. Thought I had a halfway decent set, but doesn't hurt to buff up.
Oh, really? What are you rocking these days?
Little GHR 5H, 70 tons of, well, pissing off anything smaller than it.
Grasshopper, a flyboy, huh?
I've been known to drop on a few heads now and again, but I would never toot my own horn in the presence of a jazz band such as yourself.
Nah. I get the feeling you'd fit right in with my old unit.
That is a compliment and a half, I'll have you know.
But it does come with a question, Merc. How attached are you to that ride you've got? The way I see it, there are two kinds of mech warriors. You got those born-in types, the ancestral mech wielders, the people who got their military equipment and ran off with it, the pirates who couldn't do much better. Those people get real passionate about what they pilot. Under their deathbeds sometimes, and I respect them for it. Then you got the go-getters, the chasers, the ones who always see something bigger, more tonnage, more weapons, more armor, more equipment. They're always grasping, salvaging whatever they can, stealing whatever they can't. Those people who always got to have something bigger, something better. So, Holden, which of those two are you?
Dude, I'm hardly the type to turn down a good offer when it comes my way. I just want the latest and greatest, because I gotta be the fastest out there, you know? Fast, but fast without being able to stay alive ain't worth much of my money.
But fast is a comparative thing. What's speedy for a locust is practically what's slow for a locust is practically blazing for an atlas. It's all about your relative tonnage.
That's fair. That is very fair, and I do enjoy me fast rides. So I've been thinking about shedding a few tons, you know. Maybe taking on a bit more of a bully role, but oh, it's hard to get out of that nice hard case.
Holden, why don't you give me... I'm feeling like this is a good stance for a charisma roll. Now, I'm warning you, it's not going to be an easy one.
No.
It's not going to be an easy one at all. But, but, if this goes your way, you never know, gang. Got to die. Where'd it go?
Two drop dice.
No, I need to.
You need to show it.
I need to show this. Okay.
What
Let
you got?
me make sure.
I believe in you.
I need to see this.
That is 2 6s.
Look at that.
12 plus your bonus of...
For straight charisma?
Yeah.
Obviously
Well,
being
the double.
charisma times 2.
Yep.
Dude.
14 total. Beats my 13.
Oh, you needed that 12.
Let's fucking go, dude.
So,
Let's go.
Kalen leans back, and they pull up a very small data pad, mostly like a picked feed shower. And they say, well, I'm not sure about if I can do faster or lower in tonnage. But if you're the kind of mech jock who likes change, well, I happen to have an old ride I'm looking to get rid of. And they slide it across the table.
I absolutely slide, check it out, pull it up.
It's a series of pictures set in it, and they clearly show a large mech bay with a very, very imposing, broad-shouldered mech. You can see 2 long cannons slung down from both of its arms. This thing is clearly massive, and it's definitely a mech that you as a merc have probably heard about. But these things stopped getting produced not long after the Star League collapsed, so they are a little hard to get your hands on. It's an 80-tonner. Doesn't have the jump jet your Grasshopper has, but even for an assault mech, still moves at the exact same speed as your Grasshopper at 4.6. Also one of my favorite mechs of all time. Turk, you're looking at a Thug THG 10E.
Not a.
Twin arm-mounted PPCs and 2 SRM4s in the torso. 80 tons of walking fucking mean green fighting machine.
Oh, that is a pretty thing. Oh, that is a very, very pretty thing.
A little less maneuverable than your Grasshopper. No jump jets, but if you're talking about putting some hurt downfield, you can't do a lot better than that guy.
And he still's got hands, yeah?
It's got hands.
It's got it.
It does, in fact, have hands.
I know we need hands for this, but what a crazy thing to ask.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I'd be a fool to turn down an offer like this. That is a fine-looking piece of machinery.
She's seen plenty of work, I'll tell you that much. But I ain't got no more use for her. We've done our time.
Well, if she's still looking to dance, I've got a few numbers left in me.
They lean over, dig into a pocket, pull out what clearly appears to be an access card to a hangar bay and a couple of other spare keys. Toss it your way. You'll find her out in the Indie District. She's been parked away for about a year or 2 now, but to clear out the dust. No reason why she won't still ride for you.
Just that, or... And he's getting ready to fish some things out and...
They look at you and just slowly shake their head back and forth.
I will treat her with the utmost respect.
If you don't, someone else in your lance might. Regardless, she's still hungry for a battlefield. So give her a few good ones, yeah?
Oh, I am thinking through the possibilities. Well, it has been a genuine pleasure, and yours is a name I will remember for a long while.
If I wanted to be remembered, I'd still be fighting, kid. Appreciate it, though.
Nonetheless, I hope we can all enjoy the same kind of retirement you've got now.
You're lucky enough, you just might. But if you don't, make sure it's pretty whenever you go, Mech Warrior.
And I motion for one last drink as I finish my own and probably burn through the whole nearly the whole stipend there.
I mean, worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So mechanically, and it's going to be the sake of things, y'all will have to spend the battle XP to get your hands on this nice, lovely piece of equipment. But once you do, it's yours. Why are you yelling at me? What's your problem? Are you happy to got a new mech? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Tinker's also a big fan of the Thug. It's one of her favorite mechs. I actually just painted one last night, funnily enough.
So
I
cool.
love that. I love the
Alright.
thug. So, Holden, while I leave you to ponder the fruits of your labor, why don't we check back in with another one of our collectives, shall we? We're down to 3 groups, so I'll roll a simple d6. We'll say 1, 2, Hell. Actually, we'll go in reverse order. 1, 2, Imani. 3, 4, Sykes and John. 5, 6, Hell. It's a 5.
Oh shit. That's me.
Madame DeVry.
Yup.
Is it
I'm
DeVries or
just
DeVry?
sniffling. I
You start
smell
making
something
your way-
suspicious.
Through the old industrial district. And let me give you a cool little map for it so you can get a look at what it's looking like around here. This is certainly around one of the more urbanized areas you're going to find on a planet like this. And that's, relatively speaking, you've probably seen more built up planets, but on a planet like this, this is going to be this is the big city effectively. Nonetheless, you're snooping not too far from the docks area, and true to form, you aren't seeing the land trains anywhere. They aren't parked in any bays. They aren't tucked away somewhere off to the side. There's no sign of them. In fact, you can even see what look like 3 large, super heavy bays that were probably being set and prepared for those vehicles that are very clearly empty. But nonetheless, you're walking around and, there's some motion and there's people moving around and talking and engaging with things. But overall, it's mostly just a little bit of the standard city fare that I end my bar music and move on to my industrial ambience.
Does it look like there's any workers in the empty bay area?
There's a couple, yeah. There's some that are kind of like, they're not like standing around, but they're definitely people who are like doing some routine maintenance tasks around those bays.
I think Hel will approach them and see if she can grab their attention.
Sure. Why don't you give me a charismatic roll of some kind?
Word.
If you have a skill to negotiate for, I'll accept. I'll listen to it.
I don't really want to use intimidation because I'm not trying to be intimidating. Protocol is more like proper shit, right?
It's like knowing like the standard operating procedure of shit, like knowing like how to operate, like how to speak to somebody of a military rank, how to work through a noble, or like how to like it's knowing social etiquette.
Can I use protocol here then?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay.
I let protocol right here.
Fuck yeah.
What you got for me?
No. 7 plus 4 is an 11.
11 beats 9.
Fuck yeah. I would like to I don't want to directly ask like where the fuck is the convoy? Because we're not supposed to know the convoy is necessarily gonna be here. Yes, that's still like secret.
Yeah.
So I think Hel will approach as like someone looking for storage space and hey, I see this space is empty. What are the odds I could use this space in the coming days?
Okay, yeah. You approach one of the workers, kind of an older woman who just kind of, hard hat and gear on, some gloves she's just taken off, and she's probably like about to start a break of some kind, and just like she sees you walk over and just, hey yo, anything I can do for you?
I
It's a bit of a
apologize to
restricted
hold
area.
you up. I was curious, I see you have a pretty large bay here and nothing in it, and I happen to be looking for a place to store some cargo.
You probably have to talk to a foreman about that, but I know for a fact we can't offer you these bays. They're reserved.
For how long?
The funny thing is, they're supposed to be starting their lease today, but fuck it. You know, though, you've heard about the convoy? Baron Amari's going around with all the gold and shit.
Oh yeah,
showing
sure.
about- Yeah, they're supposed to be hitting Resmal. They're supposed to make it here today, but, well...
Well, yeah, they sure aren't here. Are they
Yeah,
showing up soon?
I wish I knew. I've been talking to some of my teams, and no one's really giving me any straight answers.
Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'd like want to say it would be like, I don't know. Part of me was like worried. I know people were saying the defectors have been a bit more active these days, and part of me thought that maybe it was an attack. But I feel like if there was an attack, we would be getting alerts or information, or we'd see some garrison movement or something. But nothing really. It's weird.
You don't think they're trying to skip out on paying y'all or something, huh?
I would fucking hope not. Fucking cheap ass noble going around talking about getting these factories working and shit. Be a pretty pain in the ass thing if he couldn't pay us.
Yeah, that was. I thought that would get a reaction. I can't lie. It's fun inciting anger in people. This is great. I like playing this character.
I'm glad you're having fun.
I think Hal will ask for like the number of like her supervisor or something so that she can follow up about a different storage space just to seal the deal.
And yeah, if you head on to the boards outside, you can get the main support line and probably get passed directly to her. I'll be honest though, I wouldn't expect any communication anytime soon. Something's going on in the city, and she's been mad busy figuring it out. She runs admin and transit for the whole of this district. Literally anything major or important that comes through this city, she has to know about. Whether it's important cargo, an important person, or anything else like that, it's got to be her business to deal with. And let me tell you, she's busy with some shit.
Oh, seems like gestures to the empty bay. Seems like you've got your hands full.
Oh yeah, I'm real packed with shit to do right now.
Well, I appreciate your time.
If you want, I'll take one more roll to see if you can coax that bit of information out of her, if you'd like.
Word. Could I use Streetwise or Protocol here again?
I'd super accept Streetwise here, definitely. I think you're definitely approaching her on a very like working man sort of level. Absolutely, you could definitely. I take Streetwise here, no question. I was gonna say it's a difficult roll, 3d6, but I didn't roll super well.
7 plus 3 is a 10 for me.
Beats an 8.
Let's go.
She kind of just like leans over, just like, hey, like, I don't want to make a big fuss or anything, so like, don't take this as a like guarantee, but I'm trying to figure out on why my superior has been so busy, because we definitely ain't gotten any heavy cargo to move lately, and well, like I said, if anything or anyone important comes to Resmal, she gotta deal with it. So, I think the Baron might be in town.
But not with the convoy? Not with the whole show?
Well, that's the thing. The hypothesis I'm building is, I don't know, maybe it got held up somewhere and he's coming into town ahead to make sure things are okay. Who knows? It's the theory. I can't guarantee it, but...
Hell will nod and, I shall say, well, hopefully I'll still get to see the show anyways.
Yeah, if we're
Sounds
lucky,
ridiculous.
if we're lucky, you'll all get to go watch him brag about a bunch of gold, and I'll be busy here making sure that gold isn't getting stolen by pirates.
Well, seems like you do a damn good job.
Nah, you flatter.
Alright, I won't hold you up now.
Well, I can't say I minded the conversation, but all right. You take care of yourself now.
Hey, you too.
Didn't get a name, by the way.
I think Hound will reach out her hand to like shake like formally, and will say, Melanie,
Jane O'Harity.
good to meet you.
Likewise.
Hopefully we'll be in touch again.
I certainly wouldn't mind.
And I'll slide out of the empty bays.
Then I'll let you slide on appropriately and put you all back on the Resmal map accordingly. Anything more you're looking for there, Hal? Anything else you're looking to gather out of that scene?
I think I'm good for now. I have to think about what this might mean. But I think
Well-
after leaving that Hal will communicate this to the group. That
Please do so.
yeah, that word on the street is that the Baron is still here in town, but without the convoy.
Let's see. Yeah, so immediate responses to that? Anybody got thoughts on that while I look for my drop dice?
Not the drop dice.
I see one of them, but it's far. I gotta use the foot.
Barrett's not in. The Barrett is in town, huh?
That's alleged, you know. No hard information on where he might be, but one could guess, I suppose. Probably like the administrative district or something like that. Feels like a good place for important people to be.
Yeah, hopefully when Wayne and Imani don't run into him.
That'd sure ruin the lovely night for the couple.
Is this a combo being had over the comm line?
I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine so. It's, in which case, Wayne, you'll notice Imani's face is stark white, or like it just goes ghastly pale. She's just, oh, you know, the news of him being in town is maybe a bit shaking to her.
I mean, it makes sense. He should be with his convoy to present the show, but without the convoy is curious.
And Wayne is just going to offer an arm to Imani.
She takes it, wraps her arm around yours, and pulls herself in close. Clearly still very nervous, but, you know, enjoying the comfort.
Don't worry about it. I am here as your bodyguard. And we are going out to watch theater. That is all.
Indeed. It's a convincing enough alibi. Let's hope we don't have to use it.
What do you and, like Wayne just like offers a brow. It's not an alibi if that's what we're doing.
Guess I can't argue with that. And she does smile at you a little bit. Well then, friends, we've got 2 little downtime scenes left to cover, and about an hour left in our stream time. So who wants to take it?
Let's go
I
last.
can also just roll.
You could also just
Yeah, just roll.
Just
Roll
All
for
right.
the other ones. Just keep rolling.
Fair enough. 1, 2, 3, John. 4, 5, 6, Wayne and Imani. It's a 5-6.
All right. Well, after that scene,
Yeah. So, I guess I'll So, slightly more, let's say, pensively, but still, you know, trying your best to remain in the moment. Wayne, you and Imani are walking through the North Quarter. You're kind of not too far from the southern end of it, moving through, and you know you've passed a couple of nice areas and theaters, but you know for a fact that the nicer areas and theaters are going to be more towards the central district, the admin district, because that's where all the posh folk be. So, what's
Well,
what's your thought plan? What's your game plan? What's your consideration?
well, I guess I think. So as we pass by the theaters, I think we're gonna take a look at the playbills, as it were, as we walk through. Anything
There
catch your eye?
are. Imani looks over. There are a couple of shows being you can see kind of like held out on like display banners from like a very very nice theater that kind of borders the admin district in the north quarter. There's what appears to look like a very like kind of like rompy comedy about like a trio of pirates trying to escape from a botched job. It's one you've probably seen advertised around before in some other cities. It seems like it's a pretty popular show that's happening recently. There's another which appears to be a political drama, which it's kind of like going over some of the drama that happened around the start of the Third Secession War, a lot of the like early scheming that was happening there, and sort of like dramatic representation of some things. It's kind of notable because there's a local kind of like pretty boy actor who is taking on the role of Ian Davian, who is like a kind of like notable figure in the history at this point. He dies brutally, but that's usually how that goes. And the third is the one you can't really get an immediate place on the tone for. The sort of like promo image appears to just show a single woman standing in the rain with like a huge cityscape behind her. It's probably a romance. Imani just has all three of these, like kind of like looking at all three of them, and it's just points to the political drama and just, I think I've seen that one actually. It wasn't bad.
You did mention you wanted to see something new, though, so we'll strike that one off the list if you've already seen it.
In that case, you pick from the remaining two.
Okay, I'm also gonna roll a die.
When in doubt, roll it out.
All right, 1, 2, 3 is the rom-com. 4, 5 is the. Okay, I got a 2.
Well, there it is.
Good. The dice made the right call there.
So,
Guess we'll go see the comedy.
So, you are making your way towards the which definitely appears to be the more busy of the two oncoming bookings, and you have a good bit of time until showtime. It's roughly maybe about a half an hour until the show actually starts. So you have time to kind of settle in and consider things. In fact, there's given that you're going to have to deal with like the intro scenes and kind of all the promotional stuff, it's probably about an actual hour until the show itself. So you've got some time to kind of sit and consider. But you pile your way into the theater. The rain kind of being shuffled away behind you as you're now a bit more tucked into an actual set of seats, and they're comfortable seats. It's a decent quality theater, nice and plush and comfortable, and have nice high armrests. And you and Amani have a nice comfortable seat towards the back ish, but it's in a nice elevated position where you have a good view of the theater, obviously, and it's the lights are low but still on, so you can see around you, and people are piling in, various individuals who are of various hosh posh and higher members of society stepping in and getting themselves comfortable. What, if anything, are you talking about or thinking about or saying? Or you can see that Imani definitely looks like she's thinking a lot right now.
See, Bill, for your thoughts.
Oh, I'm just hoping it's a good show. I've heard the reviews are pretty lovely, but I'm always been iffy on comedies.
I feel like Wayne's normal fare are like your incredibly trashy light novels. So it's just going to be like I have
We confirm that Wayne watches 31st century K dramas. We understand. We've got it. We've figured it out.
just well, at the very least, you can always just enjoy it as it is.
She smiles at you softly and just, I'm sorry, I have a thing for lying. I am thinking about this change in our plans. The convoy not being here offers so very many considerations. We'll have to adapt our plans, I assume, but the Baron being here gives us even more complication, but also opportunity.
Hmm. Well, always a possibility that we could. If he's here, then he's not in charge of the convoy.
Indeed. And if he's here, then some of the attendants are likely as well. If we've a convoy to find, well, I can think of one person who would know where it is. And she certainly doesn't sound happy about the idea.
Well, I guess that's a question of. What do you want to do?
She leans over and just says, I can't say I exactly have a plan, but I believe we should strike while the iron is hot. Not to ruin a lovely afternoon.
This afternoon's for you.
Yes, and unfortunately, I am still on the job. The admin district isn't far. If he's anywhere, he's likely there. We could gather the others, have them all group with us. You are all officially here as my bodyguards after all. However, if you'd rather approach this personally, we could also leave them to their days and handle it ourselves.
Is this what you want to do? Or what you have to do?
In this case, I believe it might be both.
Then, as your bodyguard, I'll have to stay close.
She puts a hand on your arm, softly. Let me do this part to help you all. You have all been too good to me.
Don't go putting yourself in any danger.
How could I? I'll have you beside me. Well then, not to ignore the show, but shall we go find us a Baron?
We shall. Hopefully this conspicuous face of mine isn't going to be a problem.
I think it's a lovely face, personally. And she immediately gets up and starts kind of walking away.
Wade just kind of like stands there for like a hot second.
And now, for your daily dose of useless lesbian, it's Wayne Dusktreader!
What?
All right. Well, before we process that drama, and I'm going to presume that, Wayne, you can make it clear over comms that you're going to try and, get some info from the Baron. Before that, though, and let's assume, kind of coterminously before that scene happens, let's check in on our dear boy John, huh?
Right.
John, you are also in the industrial district, and it's starting to get a little bit late in the day, and, creeping into the later afternoon, obviously. And as you're moving through the industrial district with Sykes, cross-armed and puffing through a cigarette next to you, you two making any conversation? You just looking around at stuff? What are you looking for? Talk to me.
I think John's asking kind of random stuff about just things he sees on the street. Like, are streetlights supposed to look like that? How does that? Why is that streetlight so tall? Why
You
is the
get
light?
very, very like one word answer. Are streetlights supposed to be like that? Probably. Why is that one so tall? Don't know.
You from here?
Nope. You?
Not even close.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. So where are you from, farm boy?
Uh, Tarian Concordat?
And how is the domain of House Calderon these days, huh?
I don't know. I'm just from some forgotten colony world. At least that's what I've been told.
Yeah, there's a couple of thousand of those around the inner sphere. Enough session wars happen, enough places get bombed out, a few of them get abandoned. Not all that surprising.
Yeah, most of this is still new to me.
I'd say you're handling it well. There's probably some sarcasm in that, but you know.
Well, what can I do? I had a mech. I could do better out here. So,
Yeah. Hell of a hunchback I've seen. Bit roughshod, but that's a workhorse. Where'd you get it?
it's kind of been in the family for a while. You should have seen it back home. It used to only have one leg. We weren't allowed to move it. It just stood in the field.
An ancestral mech, huh? Lot of claim in that.
Yeah. I mean, I say it ran in the family. It was more of a whoever was the best shot took care of it.
Any idea where it came from? You pick it up off some random pirates? Happen to find it scrappy somewhere? It's one of your family SLDF?
Uh, no idea. Barely even know what SLDF means. I've heard it a few times here and there. It sounds important, but
He uncrosses his arms and he kind of points. Ventrelle is clearly a really old colony. In fact, on one building, a taller building, you can see very, very, very worn down, but still etched into the side of the building is the Cameron star, an 8-pointed sort of star-like symbol that you've definitely seen on buildings before, John. It's always been old, and no one ever seems to like talk about it like it's a relevant thing now. He just long, long time ago, planet like this and most of the rest of humanity used to be all under one little regime. He calls it the Star League. Greatest accomplishment humanity's ever had. Golden age, or so they say. Not everybody agreed.
yeah, of course not. Nobody get a big enough group of people and nobody can agree on anything.
Smartest thing you ever said, kid. Turns out one man, one really angry man, had a bigger problem with the Star League than anybody else did. He single-handedly brought down the entire Cameron dynasty and the whole Star League with him. Millions dead. Decades of war. And at the end of it, 80% of the Star League Defense Force, greatest military that's ever been assembled by humanity's hands, up and fucked off out in the periphery. And here we are, fighting over what's left. Scraps and technology we barely even know how it works.
Damn. I thought pirates were bad.
Pirates are desperate, kid. And desperate people will do all kinds of bad shit. But people with power, people with money, they'll do a whole lot worse and feel a whole lot less bad about it.
Where does that put you in the grand scheme of things? Or if you don't want to think that big, where does that put you in the next couple of days?
You know, when you think about it, I was born under House Karita. Born to fight and die for the dragon. At least I thought so. Then I am myself in a labor camp in Merrick territory. Then I'm working for their militia. And then I'm fighting that same militia for some freedom I thought I'd lost in the first place. Now here I am, surrounded by mercs who don't know what the hell they're doing, and people who'd rather be literally anywhere else. So in the end, does it really matter where that leaves me? I'm still here. Big old galaxy and a whole lot to see. So I'll keep moving through it until I can't anymore.
Well, be a lot easier to move through it with a, working mech.
And that's what we're here to work on. Plenty of factories around here. I might not have any scratch, but I know some good people and I got some connections. Maybe I can labor trade or offer my services or kill somebody for somebody else. Who knows?
You don't think we have enough to cover the repairs?
You people are all fucking insane.
What do you mean?
You're not only not ransoming me off to Comstar, you're not only letting me walk out of here with my mech, you're paying to repair it.
Listen, out of the last handful of times I was given an allowance, I either didn't spend it, spent way too much on something, or miscounted and left money behind.
I mean, I guess that's an argument I can't put against you. You don't exactly seem like the smartest. Holy hell. Look at that. And he points off to the side, and there is an open Battlemech bay, which clearly you know is a Battlemech bay because there's a Battlemech in it. It's getting armor paneling replaced and some things reattuned and some damage rebuffed out of it, but it is very clearly a very functioning Battlemech. And given the giant sign you can see outside of the door with some man rapidly rocking back and forth and screaming about it, it seems like someone's trying to sell it. That's right! Ripped out of some defector hands right here, put back in working order after 3.5 months of labor. This right here is a very own functional Merrick, or at least formerly Merrick, Thunderbolt TDR-5S, 65 tons of metal. I know somebody wants it. No fucking way he's hawking a Battlemech in the middle of... What?
What's that? Do I hear Destiny calling?
And he's like, you checking this out?
Hey, it's a Battlemech. It's not every day you see somebody trying to sell a mech on the street.
Fuck if I'm gonna argue with that. Yo, Turner! And he kind of like starts waving over. And the older man is just kind of like, I know a customer when I see one. Come on up, you young man. You two look like sprightly military-age individuals who need some equipment. What are you? Mercenaries, pirates, militia, defectors? Does it really matter? You got coin. I got a mech. Let's talk.
So, what do you think?
He's just like, he looks at the Thunderbolt, looks at the man, looks at the smile on his face. There's a catch. There's gotta be.
You're probably right.
The old man leans over. Considering, I can make you a hell of an offer.
Let's hear it.
I'll start low. 2.5 mil C-bills. The guy kind of leans back.
Frozen.
Just kind of leans back and just, for 65 tonner? Nah. What's wrong with it? Come again? What's wrong with it? 2.5 mil for a Thunderbolt that looks mostly functional? He kind of looks back and forth for a moment. And John, if you want to try to help out with here, you can use some kind of like charisma, or either a charisma roll or something like that to like get the guy to come forward, or a perception roll to see if you can maybe spot what might be weird about the battle mech or anything.
Ooh, let's do a perception. Can I use my good vision?
You damn sure can, Private.
Oh, hell yeah.
You be the perceiver you were born to be.
That's still just a 10.
Oop. Well, let's see if I can counter roll for you. That's higher than a 10, let me tell you.
Oh boy.
You got a plot point you want to spend or no?
Probably not.
All right. John, you don't know fuck all about Battlemechs, so looking at this thing is definitely, you're not really getting an immediate sense of anything that looks, you know, like there's definitely still stuff being repaired on it, obviously. You know, there's a large barrel going down the right arm that really is still being worked on by some Aztecs. Looks like a laser of some kind, maybe. There's still armor being welded onto the chest, and the cockpit is definitely still like ravaged and is being replaced. It's definitely, you know, it looks functional though. It doesn't look like there's anything immediately wrong with it, save the stuff that's being repaired.
Mm-hmm. I mean, looks pretty okay.
He says, I like the cut of your jib, kid. I like the honesty in your eyes, and I like the warmth in your smile. So you know what? I'll even come forward to be honest. It's got a busted hip actuator. Nothing serious, nothing that can't be repaired, but it's probably not moving more than maybe 10 to 13 kilometers per hour until you fix that. Sketchy's like, what? It's only half combat speed. It's still certainly mobile, and all the weapons are operational. Yeah, so we can walk out and get slagged again? That's slower than assault speeds. I sense some trepidation, and I understand, so I'll throw in an extra reload of LRM ammo for you. The bins are currently empty, so you might need to get your hands on some.
I mean, not to point out the deal here, obviously, but that Thunderbolt has a 240 round missile bay. It needs that.
It's
the
also
hold
one
it
of
on
my
your
favorite
shoulder.
mechs.
The hold on your shoulder is, you know, one good mech can purchase many future mechs in the future with good contracts.
It's true.
This is true.
Sketchy's like, look. That's all nice and everything, but clearly you know your way around a repair bay and got some contacts to her techs. You got anything for a 55-tonner? I need at least a couple spare leg actuators, a few arm bays, a few medium lasers that I need to get functional. Oh, so you got your own equipment. What are we lurking with here? Gladiator, 4R. And then the man's whole persona just drops immediately. The fuck should you find a relic like that? It's my father's, thank you very much. And he just, sorry, I didn't mean to offend. It's just, that's not a mech you see a lot of mech warriors walking around with these days. Hard to find spare parts for a gladiator. It's got some customs in the frame. And can you do it or not, old man? Look, if you got the coin for it, I can make any kind of repairs work. All right? But that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm here to sell you this Thunderbolt.
John will turn to Sykes and go, you looking to buy a Thunderbolt?
I can't say I was, but there's nobody you're going to find 65 tonners anywhere else in a fucking shithole like this. And he goes, and frankly, even if you would, it would probably be in a worse condition than this thing is. I hate that he's right. Look, man, I might like how nice you all are being, but I'm not spending your XO's money I'm not spending your CO's money without at least explicit consent. You might want to call somebody for this one.
You know, you're probably right. And
Just,
go ahead.
2.5 million C-bills ain't exactly pocket change, gang. There's a reason why no one's been walking up to this guy.
Yeah, John's gonna call, was it Jason?
Yes, your XO.
Yeah. Yeah, so John will call up Jason.
Is Noel up top? What's up, kid?
Hey, how much money do I have?
Like, in your pocket right now? In your account? The unit in general? You gotta be more specific with me.
Can each of those actually?
Okay, given that you've probably got an allowance, given that you're off on your own and I don't hear the lieutenant around you, you probably have at least a good 500 C bills on you in person. That's my assumption. Account-wise, I've been monitoring your personal finances, putting a personal amount of all your contract cuts into there for your own personal safekeeping. I know you don't do money very well. You've got at least a good 1.5 mil sitting in there of your own finances. What you do with that is literally up to you. I don't care or want to think about it. As for the unit, you get this job done, maybe we're fine. But until then, I keep expenses to the low. How much of my money do you want to spend, kid? And on what?
About a Thunderbolt's worth?
Well, what?
Yeah, there's a guy here selling a Thunderbolt. It's got some problem with the hips, but my mech couldn't walk when you guys found me, so I figured it's not a huge deal.
You can hear incredibly heavy breathing over the comm line, and it's not coming from Jason. Did someone say a Thunderbolt?
Yeah, there's a guy here selling a Thunderbolt. We were talking about trying to get Sykes' Gladiator fixed up, but it sounds like we're not going to be able to scrounge up the parts.
And she says, the Gladiator's the thing I can figure out. I've got parts. I've got parts. I just need help. But the Thunderbolt. 5S? 5SE? 5D? What's it got? A PPC, a large laser, and the machine guns on it? Talk to me.
I think that's a laser, and sorry, you were talking too fast.
John, you can see, with your perception check, you can see that on the wall, so I'll give you the standard loadout. It looks a lot like what you see in the picture. That large laser is kind of mounted on his right arm. It's got a very small missile pack in the left torso and then a trio of lasers on his right torso. That larger LRM rack on its big torso on the outside of the cockpit. And on the left arm, you can see it has a pair of machine guns kind of like butting out of the wrist.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it had everything you said, minus the PPC.
A 5S! Oh, a classic! I need it! Down, Yost! How much did you want it for? Come on, John, give me a good number.
John will turn back to the guy. What? How much was it again?
He says 3 million.
Guy here says 3 million.
He said 2.5 a few minutes ago, Sykes says.
Make that 2.5.
And he says, you can see the guy just be like, and it's very hard to hear whatever Jason says because there is a feral gremlin-like screaming coming from Yost's end of the comm line. And she's just gonna cuss you gotta cuss comm line over for a minute. LT, I'm not doing this. This one's on you.
Thing is, Wade's actually absurdly wealthy.
Wade just answers the call and starts money spreading. You don't have Thunderbolt money, fuck Nick. Anyway. Jason just goes, "You're not considering this, are you?"
Well,
The beautiful
Can't hurt
sound
to
of
have an extra
consideration.
Wade is thinking, John, how much do you want this mech?
I mean, you said you need an extra hands. It's got a hand right there. I can see it.
It's got two, actually.
Oh shit! Yeah, there's another hand right behind the laser too. Didn't even see that one.
Well, Jason, it won't be a problem if I take it out of my own personal funds, is it?
You're insane, but sure.
John, your fork in half.
I think I can afford half, right?
By all technicalities, yes.
Great.
Don't just take the
Oh,
first number and, if the hip actuator is straight up gone. And, we're just gonna straight up start with the haggling.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do for that. I'm gonna keep it very simple. Obviously, pay the appropriate battle XP, and the Thunderbolt is yours. I'm pretty sure that and the Thug would take up just about all the remaining battle XP you guys have. You might have exactly one left. So unless somebody wants to pay out of their personal XP to get their hands on this hardware, which we can talk about later, congratulations, you have a Thunderbolt now.
Woo!
Jason, who is realizing that like we have at least 5 or 6 mechs to lug around and still only 4 pilots, just goes, "We need a dropship yesterday."
It's like, well, Imani, if that's part of the contract.
And she just kind of puts her hands up, and because well, that wasn't exactly a thing you all negotiated for. You're all getting paid pretty for this, certainly, but dropships are expensive. People don't just go handing those out occasionally, all right?
A dropship would be an incredible dowry, though.
It was.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, but like,
Fucking
I thought we were
guy.
renting a dropship, not buying a dropship.
Well, that's the thing. You can rent space. Yeah, you guys rent travel space for everywhere you have to travel to every time you go to another planet. Which, if you have even more mechs to carry, it's still doable. It's just going to cost you even more money.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, it's hit the point where all the money you're spending for transit and things like that, it might actually be more, economically efficient to just own your own dropship at this point. You just gotta get your hands on one.
Yep. Fair enough.
Well, that aside, friends, yeah, so, John, you can inform the man that you're buying the Thunderbolt, and he gives you just, "I knew you were a good man." And he looks over and just, "I've also got a Wolverine in stock." Just, "So you had 5,500 parts this whole time?"
I mean, would you rather?
"I'm keeping my Gladiator, thank you."
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And he says, he like turns to leave, stops, and then wheels back over. "I will buy its leg, though." And he's like, "We can work something out." So there you go, friends. You've covered repairing the Gladiator, and also you've got your hands on 2 new mechs. Congratulations, gang.
What are we gonna do with these mechs?
Have a damn good time. That's what.
Probably.
Hopefully.
Sell
we
'em,
got
to
options
be
now.
honest.
We could also
Yeah.
we could also sell
So,
exchange for dropship or something.
while we're dealing with that, and not to rain on your parade, I say as it's literally still raining outside, but
I thought that's what
Wayne,
what's going on. Not raining on
yeah,
the parade.
that's literally actually what's happening. Actually, that's literally the plan. Actually, believe it or not, it turns out. Wayne, you and Imani are making your way slowly through the remainders of the city, crossing through the border over into the central district, the administration district. You can see a massive building, which is clearly meant to be like the city governor's palace. It's meant to be a wide building that serves all various administrative functions. And while it's not immediately able to tell exactly what's happening, as you're moving past that building, almost immediately, as if it was just destined to fucking be, there are a collection of like secured civilian vehicles with like dark tinted windows that are parked in a kind of like square pattern outside a corner of one of those buildings. And from the guards posted outside, seems like there might be somebody important in town. Imani, for her part, is certainly staring in that direction, but is clearly not saying anything, as if she just kind of wants to believe it's probably not him. But, well, you're not dumb. Okay, you're not that dumb.
Well, shall we greet your erstwhile?
She literally cut you off. Please don't. But we shall. Come along then. And she strides forward towards, towards the sort of like secured area. Some of the guards see you two and immediately sort of turn. And as one of them kind of steps forward, it's a bulletproof vest and a pistol slung at his waist. He turns his head. Madame Noelle Centrella, I didn't expect to be seeing you on Ventrelle. And Marcus, it's a pleasure to see you're healthy. It's been a while, at least a year or two. How is your family? They're well, ma'am. Thank you. Excuse me for asking, but what business do you have on Ventrelle? I heard there was a parade happening, and I thought it might be best to simply take in the occurrences. There are some lovely theaters in town I was hoping to see as well while I was here. I can't be belabored for having a bit of time away from my family duties, can I? No, ma'am, of course not. And your company? She turns her head. It's a bodyguard. Personal security. There has been more activity from those rancid defectors, and I've been concerned for my own safety. Far be it from me to want to hire protection, no? He sized you up for a few seconds, Wayne, and just... I suppose that's sensible. If you'd like entry, I'm supposed to confiscate any weapons, so... If you could please...
Wayne's gonna look at Imani. I'm not moving unless she says so.
She looks back at you, definitely clearly notes that, and there's a bit of a smirk on her face, and just... It's okay.
As the lady says, and Wayne pulls out, I think, what looks like pulls a pistol from a hidden holster in the back of. I'm afraid, and says nothing about her own little claws. Can't separate from those.
Fair enough. You hand the pistol over. The guard gives you a once-over, and again, it's a very, very, ginger pat down, just a very, light brushing along your sides. Clearly trying to not make a big scene of this because he clearly has a lot of trust in Imani. And he steps back somewhat and just, right this way. Thank you, Marcus. And she, again, from the moment you two walked up, her entire posture is shifted. Straight backed, poised, hands behind her. This is the walk of a noble woman. She is very clearly right back in her old persona.
I think Wayne's actually just a step behind and to the right, sort of pulling off that sort of bodyguard, checking all the.
Yeah. You want to stare at her ass? We got it.
Cough. Yes, but also.
We're yes-anding here.
It's yes, and also checking for any anyone who might be a problem.
All right. As it starts to creep later into the evening, and as you all move through into the admin building, Resmal takes on its evening look. as low light begins to sort of settle in above and the night begins to become a reality. You move through a few steady halls, Imani at front of you, and there are two other guards that are kind of behind you, just again, rifles low. They're not threatening you or anything at all like that. They're just, walking behind you and kind of keeping the formation tight. You're brought through a few rooms, and as eventually it turns right, and Marcus kind of gestures to the right and looks there, and presses a button. An auto door slides open, and there's a conference table being sat, a wide desk with several like reports and data screens all about it, and sitting at the head of that table, head low and kind of looking over things before he really picks his, well, I'd say, eye up, is a figure you have only seen on datapad so far. Dressed in military garb and with an eye patch hidden over one eye, sandy blonde hair, sorry, it's like dirty blonde hair, or maybe more just like a dark brown hair, clean crept and a well-maintained mustache. It is the one and only Baron Charles Ilmari. Imani? I can't say I expected you here. To what do I owe the pleasure? Charles, it's been a while. Good to see you, Baron. Please, come in, have a seat. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have prepared at least some sort of refreshment or refinery for you. I'm sorry I can't offer you a more comfortable seat, but please, make yourself at home. Is this a personal friend or other sort of hired help? And she turns and just, my bodyguard. Personal protection. This planet can be dangerous. Dearest, if you required assistance, I could have sent one of my hoplites, or even I myself to assist to lend you assistance on the planet. If you are here, you should be traveling with me, seeing the people. It would only be helping for, well, oncoming proceedings. That may be true, but I wanted to spend some time away from the spotlight on planet. She has not moved into the room in the slightest at all. Well, I suppose if you have to go on the cheap, then hired help isn't a bad idea. Come on, please, have a seat, you two. At least make yourself somewhat comfortable. And Imani does finally, tepidly step into the room and slowly move towards a chair. Kind of just like puts her hand on the chair and doesn't really move it up or sit in it just yet. Do you move it in the room behind her, Wayne? What's the call here? What you doing?
I'm going to walk over the chair. Just allow me. I will pull out the chair and stand behind it.
Imani had to put a hand over her face for a brief moment. Thank you, Wayne. And she sits down quietly. Charles quirks an eyebrow briefly, but doesn't otherwise say anything. I trust you'll be comfortable standing watch, then, if you are here to protect my beloved, of course.
That's my job. I don't suppose you'd happen to know of anything, any useful information, or to better complete it?
Certainly nothing that could be relevant for you to know.
It's my duty to protect her as per my contract.
Hired help with the complex. You certainly do know how to find them, my love. Mercenary, if there's some sort of assistance you'd like to offer, you can best give security back at the door. My guards can help you find somewhere to make yourself useful. That'll be all. Thank you.
Just gonna look at Imani. I'm not leaving unless she tells me to.
She is personally attached to my own security, and I will ensure she stays with me at all times. As you wish. You may as well have a seat, then. No reason standing around if you're not going to do anything useful.
And Wayne's just going to stand at what amounts to like a military parade rest and not move.
Fair enough.
Just keep scanning the room.
Power move. So then, my dearest Madame Noelle Ventrelle, to what do I owe the pleasure of your beauty gracing me on a backwater like this? He says with a bit of a chuckle. She says, I was merely hoping to attend to some family business on planet. get some time off-world. The Canopian realm can be a bit much occasionally. I thought somewhere a bit more remote would be comfortable. Come to find out, you are putting on a bit of a show for the populace. If one could call it that. I'm hoping to provide the dregs of this planet a bit of industrialization. Some job and commercialization to bring some wealth to this otherwise useless world. Put it back on the map. With, of course, us at its helm. With you beside me, I am certain influence and prestige will flow to this world. As you have made clear several times, Baron. I do apologize again. I would have made more appropriate accommodations for you if I was, one, aware of your presence. He says, clearly a bit cued into / perturbed by the fact that, like, okay, why is my betrothed on planet and no one told me what's going on with that? And he says, but alas, I have been buried in work recently. There's always something happening with these things. Troubled waters? Oh, nothing major. My convoy caught a minor supply issue and had to stop for repairs at a nearby supply base. We'll be belayed for a few days, it seems. Oh, that's certainly unfortunate, she says, and does look over to you for a brief second, Wayne.
Wayne is straight up stone-faced.
It's nothing I can't handle, I assure you. I have the best technicians in the realm working on everything that I can. Soon enough, we'll have this place flooded with parade goers and music and festivities, all to herald the oncoming positivity and wealth that'll be brought to this planet. It'll be a wondrous occasion. And now that you're here, all the better. We can find you a new dress, something lovely. Make sure that you are properly prepared to look good in front of the people. Not that that's difficult for someone like you, of course. And he kind of like brushes his hand against the side of her hair. And she kind of like tightens up, but doesn't like...
Before he manages that, Wayne will just straight up stop that.
Excuse me?
I do not quite understand the circumstances, but...
The circumstance?
Do you have her
Mercenary.
permission to touch her?
I wouldn't think it'd be a problem for me to show a gesture of affection to the woman who would be my wife. But since you seem so eagerly invested... Imani, do I have your permission to touch you? And she looks like she has never had to make a harder decision in her life. Just kind of frozen. Like, clearly she wants to say, no, please don't touch me. But also, like, that would clearly cause concern. And she wants to try to hold up the facade at least a little bit longer. So after several long moments of silence... Sorry, go ahead, Wayne.
I think... Like... I'm afraid I did not understand the circumstances still. It seemed... a bit rude. My apologies. As Wayne will slowly lower the hand.
And he puts his down too, as if the moment had passed. Your hired help certainly is attached to you, darling. Imani does not respond to that. So, family business has you on planet then. Tell me more. Did your mother dispatch you out here for something? Not quite exactly. It's a personal errand. Just getting out to see the stars somewhat. I'm certain that in coming years I will find myself rather occupied. Indeed. Once you are married to me, I will have plenty of things for you to do. He says in a tone that very clearly implies double entendre and makes her very uncomfortable. In fact, given that you're here now, maybe we find time for recreation while you're here. I am unfortunately very busy, Baron, so I don't believe I'll be able to find any free time. Oh! And busy with what now? You are being awfully vague about why you're here, after all. And she clearly starts searching her brain for an answer that feels appropriate.
Wayne interjects with a quick... We were a little concerned with some reports we heard about a Captain Morgan Rains.
Ah, yes. Those defector scum. Ever a thorn in my side lately, but certainly not for long. Once this planet is firmly under my control, I can put out a larger call for more militia forces. Stamp them out as I would any other vermin.
We've heard some troubling reports about the spaceport.
Ah, yes. Hosniel was hit less than a week ago. It's a shame my hoplites couldn't be on hand to defend. I heard there were unknown Battlemechs who were on hand to help defend the city, though. Some say mercenary.
Well, you know us mercenary types. Sure someone found a contract. Or took umbrage.
Yes, I do have the misfortune of being aware of how you mercenaries operate. I find it distasteful. Disgusting even, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, since you have such amount of free time, would you mind recommending for my lady a discreet accommodation? I don't want to have her put up with, well...
I have a personal suite in city. I planned on resting there for at least a few more days while the convoy is still being repaired and regrouping with it before it made its actual appearance here in town. I'm currently being rather discreet about my presence here, as you can see. Better to save that fanfare for the actual arrival of the convoy, no? She can certainly stay with me if she'd like. And I'm certain we can have a separate room set up for you if you need to have yourself close to my madam.
That would be up to her.
And she looks like she clearly doesn't want to accept that and looks back to him and then look back to you and back to him and just... I actually had my own accommodations prepared in the city and I find them rather comfortable. So I believe that I'll be staying with them. My bodyguard will be certain that I am well taken care of, and any accommodations that I need met, I will be certain to be in touch with you, Baron. Oh, but of course, if there is anything in this world you require, trust that it is never outside of my reach to grab for you. Anything in this galaxy you require, I can make mine, and thus yours.
Then I suppose we should hold you to that. Do I have your
Well,
permission to contact you in case we need anything?
my attendants will take any calls you need to make to me. I don't much like speaking to mercenaries.
Then I suppose I should speak to your attendants outside.
Indeed. You're a smart merc. You know when not to you know when not to meddle in the affairs of your betters. Too many of your ilk are too uncommonly good at poking their heads above their station, meddling in affairs they have no business, believing they have a place in deciding the affairs of a galaxy so much bigger than them. It's quaint, but annoying. So congratulations to you, mercenary, on knowing your place.
I have no one-liners to say against that.
That's okay, because it's actually a Monio pipes up. That's enough, Charles. Thank you. Very well. Certainly hate to offend the madam's sensibilities, no?
That is correct.
My Amani, you and your pet mercenary. Adorable, really. Once we are actually dealt with my matters here on planet, I'll be certain to hire you some actual worthy attendants. Someone with something actually worth standing next to for a woman as beautiful as you. Can't have the framing for a photo of you being so dingy.
And I'm certain you understand the meaning of the term. Discreet. But since it seems you do not, I suppose we should take our leave. If that's what you wish, madam.
The Baron kind of nods somewhat and just says, "That's a good dog. Knowing when to pull at your own leash." And Imani just stands up and just, "We'll be taking our leave now. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening, Baron. And I hope it is not the last evening I get to spend so close to you. Have a good evening, Madame Noelle Centrella." And she just turns and just, "Shall we?"
After you, my lady.
When you all move to step outside, in the moment you step outside, your comlink flares to life, and all of you get this comlink flare to life. All right. Supply depot 3 days outside of Alime, outside of Resmal, middle of the Alime Plains. Already found it. We've got a target. It's, of course, Jason's voice.
Wayne will double tap the comm and mute it.
Fair enough. Imani is still straight back to noblewoman's walk, like moving away from the premises as fast as she can.
I'm gonna quickly grab that info from the security officer right outside.
Marcus easily hands you a card that has a contact information and information to get in touch with him if you need to.
Maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Fall after Imani.
All right. You are moving in behind her, and she is again just straight back, holding that same facade and walking. And as you guys get away from the facility, she's just, "I am so sorry you had to deal with that. He is a braggart and a blowhard, and you did not deserve that kind of conversation."
It's okay.
"No, it is not okay. He should not speak to you that way. He's inconsiderate and rude and arrogant."
But you stood up for me. As much as you could.
"I'm just sorry that I could not do more."
That's alright. That's my job.
She smiles somewhat and turns away, even in the rain, and just, "At the very least, we were able to gain information. We know where the convoy is now located. We know that it's also currently immobile. That gives us an opportunity."
And also that they're not quite exactly friends with our dear Captain Morgan Rains.
Indeed. Tensions certainly aren't low between them. Should we expect our defective friends when this all boils over then?
I'm wondering. If we can't kill two birds with one stone.
I sense you have a plan.
A
Just an
plan
idea.
within a plan?
Just an idea. Our private first class may have yet to be some help.
Well, I suppose we best get regrouped with our comrades then. Brief them on the situation and at least hash out the details of this plan. I believe it's time.
Well, first, we didn't spend that long talking with the Baron.
And she kind of turns away and just... Wayne Dusktreader, are you asking me on a date?
Yeah. I am.
And we are only a scant few feet from the man who would be my husband. How scandalous of you.
Well, you did say that he was an arrogant, pompous fool.
I did.
So what do you say we make the most of this evening?
I would say that trying to take a woman from her husband after just meeting him is a rather arrogant and pompous decision to make. And she leans over into you some. But apparently I have a thing for that type. Well then, Madam Dushtreader, I would be honored if you would show me a good evening.
I'm good. I'm good. I have nothing to say here.
And the details of that, we leave to the fan fiction. Nonetheless, for those of you who didn't mute the comm, you hear the following things from Jason as he's explaining. If the comm was at a supply depot, then we have an opportunity. We can hit it, probably before it gets moving, and likely before they're ready for it to be as defended, and certainly before the Baron is there, which certainly means something. It won't be undefended, obviously. They'll probably have some garrison static forces there along with whatever's actually defending the convoy itself. So we might be better off splitting our focus. We make some noise outside, hit the supply depot from outside with our mechs, scare them wherever we can, while those of us that have a lighter touch make their way inside, fight through guards, try to snatch that convoy right out from under them. After all, why pick off things from the train if we can just take the trains?
Seems reasonable.
And with that plan lingering and brewing in your minds, as the evening over Resmal slowly begins to turn itself to a late night, friends, that is where we are going to bring tonight's episode of Blood and Currency to a conclusion. I thank you all for coming out to a wonderfully dramatic-filled episode. I told my friends this was our last non-combat episode, and I promise you I am going to be holding to that. So get ready for some more action next time. And of course, friends, I have been at the helm here, but I have not been alone telling this table. I've had an incredible group full of mercs that have told a great story with me. I can tell you all about who they are, but instead I'll let them tell you who they are. So friends, in order I call you, please tell the people at home who you are, who you played tonight, where you can be found on the internet, and what other kinds of cool things you might have coming up for you. Let's start in reverse order with Lucian.
Oh, hey, that's me. I should have expected this when you said reverse order, but I didn't. I'm Lucian. I played John Farmer, callsign Light Show. You can find me on the internet on this channel and in the Discord and basically nowhere else. The next thing I'm on is, I believe, Steel and Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
Which should be fun times, because it always is.
Hell yeah. Little Arbor and Steel. All right, passing it up the rank order to our dearest corporal, it's Egg-chan.
Hi, I'm Emily or Egg-chan, and I got to play Hound. Woohoo, woohoo! You can find me here not this upcoming, but the following Wednesday for Jump City Sirens.
The sirens that be yumping across the city.
Yeah, and this Friday, more Husk on Batty Bards. I'm doing the captioning. It's fucking Pog.
Yeah,
cool
she's
show.
super good. I was watching her do
It's
it.
spooky.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
That's all for me.
Sliding up the rank ladder again to our dearest sergeant in chargent, it's Turk Accented.
Hey everybody, it's me, Turk or Turk Accented, whichever you're feeling tonight. Yeah, I've had the pleasure and honor of being your sergeant for the evening, getting some cool lore and mech drops. But we're looking forward to next time. In between, you can check me out here on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I GM both Oathsworn Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, as well as Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle, a Lancer game with some other folks you might see on your screen here. Either way, keep it locked here on Neon Lights Roleplay for some really cool projects. And make sure you follow all the people around, because they're incredible. Have a great night.
You heard the man. Sliding up the ladder one last time to our favorite commanding officer. It's your dear lieutenant and useless lesbian, Michelle.
Hello, it's me, Michelle. Yes, all of those things. You cannot find me on the internet because I don't exist there unless you're talking about this Discord. And you can find me here with Lucian on Thursday for Steel and Arbor. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only places you get Michelle. You want any more from Michelle? You better ask nicely. Otherwise, gang, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. I'm on the internet at Young Foxy, YUNGFOXXII. You want to see more of me? I'm usually right here on Neon Lights Roleplay. In particular, all the shows you've seen mentioned recently are all shows that I either run or take part in, except for Oathsworn, I guess. So if you want to see some more of me, hang out here. And if you haven't already, why don't you go and slide on into our Discord where you can meet up with cool people who do all kinds of memeing, and also where we gather people for our streams occasionally. So if you want to take part in some cool things, you can come and hang out with us there. Speaking of which, stay tuned pretty soon for a new announcement coming for a brand new cast full of new faces and at least one or two returning ones from the Neon Lights community. It's going to be a real good time. Can't wait to talk to you guys more about that. Otherwise, gang, this has been a fantastic time. We've been Blood and Currency. This has been Neon Lights Roleplay, and you have all been incredible. Keep the cockpit locked, mech jocks, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.